our land. These are people imposed on us. These are vassals. Before they enter there, they sign things and say, look, you have to do. So you have to obey the command of Abuja, obey the command of the Fulani Caliphate. And they say, okay, because what matters to them is their individual interests. He put us into this mess. He is one of the founding fathers of the mess we are in today. But is he alive today? The answer is no. Who is suffering the mess today? You and I. All of us are suffering it. Had it been Azikiwe had a foresight that is not biased because of his selfish interest, he would have been agitating like Ahmad Bello. I will warn him. Now, let us find our way. So, let me tell you, this is also one of the reasons why they want us Igbos to suffer, because they say we are we are the cause of this Nigerian build Nigeria. Instead of it's the early time, we said no. I say now when the things tide to turn against us, they say no. And all of us will die in Nigeria. Nigeria, Zeke fought for Nigeria. Nigeria. That is it. Because had it been Azikiwe knew, or not that he knew, has it been, he knew. He's an intellectual. He knew. But what is blocking what blocks his mindset is this: his private interest. I will come to that, please. Therefore, our people should understand the mess we are in. I say mess. The whole Fulani jihadists, they are coming to our. Ask yourself, why is it that Niger State, according to report, it has more land mass than even the whole of Southeast? Now, this place Buhari called the dot, Biafra land. Why is it that the Fulani they are fighting? They are paying 30 billion naira in order to purchase, just to give them a settlement in our land in Enugu. Whereas Niger State can accommodate the whole Fulanis in this world. Doesn't that make you to be shivering? Doesn't this make you to be thinking as a human being? Doesn't it? Now you are everything is okay. You are doing content creation. You don't think that is the selfishness we are talking about. IPOB have been sounding alarm. What makes me not to be too much worried? Only we will continue fighting. The catastrophe are only for me. Or only for IPOB members. But non-members, touch everybody. I now know die one after the other. So you either do something, you either join IPOB in doing something, or you continue being stupid and hopeless and fool. Sheeps that you are called. Sheeps. So the choice is yours. But every day we'll be telling you through Radio Biafra. Every day IPOB will be trying their best because it bothers us. But when you choose to continue being stupid, continue. I now won't continue. That's it. So let me just read one or two news headlines. Just one or two, because I have many things to say, to talk about today. One or two news headlines. Okay. I have played how USA funded Boko Haram by Scott Perry, US lawmaker. He opened it. He said it. Now also there is this Senate committee raises alarm over 3,900 missing firearms. 3,900 missing firearms. That was 11th of February news. In Nigeria, 3,900. That is 3,900 missing firearms. During a review of the Auditor General's report, lawmakers were informed of 8 infractions recorded against the police, including contract irregularities totaling 1,136 billion naira as well as the disappearance of over 3,900 firearms, including AK-47 rifles, which are feared to be at large in the hands of criminal elements. Who is going to be held responsible? Nobody. These firearms, do you know what it means? Over 3,900 firearms. Over. Do you know what it means? It can invade a country. They are killing people. These firearms are stolen, being in the hands of criminals and terrorists. That is it. Nobody, it doesn't concern Nigerians. No. It's not their problem. What matters to them is why Biafra? Why Nnamdi Kanu is lived to start talking in Nigeria court. You know, you don't understand these people. Sometimes they say happen Nigerians I'm telling you, because that is what they deserve. Zombies, I call them. Are you hearing me? But we must continue. We must continue preaching this gospel. Now, you know, as I said, and as you've heard, as you might have heard, through what I played, as Donald Trump, he suspended this USAID, which they use in funding all types of terrorist activities, terrorists everywhere, including Boko Haram. Now, I read on my platform, I said, look, because I know, these people, religious bigotry can never allow people to reason this way. Because, sometimes you reason in a different way. I say, revelations of Scott Berry, a U.S. senator, confirms that the USAID was being used to fund terrorist organizations, including Boko Haram. Okay, it's official. Therefore, if USAID was being used by Joe Biden, Barack Obama, and co., Hillary Clinton, all of them, the deep state, to fund the terrorist organizations such as Boko Haram, and also funded the frustrations and removal of Goodluck Jonathan from power in 2015. It also means that Madam Obieze Kwesili bring back my gas. Now Obieze Kwesili, Reverend Father Mbaka, Pastor Enoch Adebayo, and so many prominent Christian clergy in Nigeria are direct beneficiaries of this evil fund and should be held responsible for the massacring of even Nigerian Christians and other genocides committed by Boko Haram. Will sentiment allow people to reason in this manner? No. Mbaka said good luck is bad luck when he has received part of the money from USAID through APC. Today, who talks about him? Touch not my anointed. Touch not my. Oh, Chineke. These are now help people. Touch not my anointed. How I wish that this guy Soludo will be upright in what he's doing without profiling some people, only people that are calling themselves in the Dibia, which they are not. How I wish he will fight crime in every ramification, including the pastors, all the churches, because they are killing people. All those so-called Dibias, to clear them. Those pastors that are scamming people, are killing people, clear them from Anambra. How I wish, instead of maybe stereotyping Ordinala as if it's the problem. No, it is not. It is not. Ordinala is what is in our land. We talk about some of it today. It's what is in our land. Our values. That is it. So you can never fight it and succeed. It's impossible. Time has gone when you no. When some people say, okay, the people are using this Menala as a native doctor to, kidnap or to do evil. Yes, crime has no religion. If we have that policy, it will be okay. All the fight against crime, whether it's ordinal, whether it's Dibia, whether it's a church, whether it's Islam, you regulate everything. It's good. If you are regulating, regulate everything, not one-sided, because you want to score a political point. And the most mischievous set of people on earth I've seen, they are happy because injustice, as long as it's not on their side, it is favoring. They are happy. Oh, and then Biafra, because you are fighting Biafra, right? Not for Biafra. But when you see injustice, that is the difference between them and we. We fight injustice. We fight for justice. It doesn't, even if it is our enemies that are suffering injustice. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu fought for Boko Haram suspects 2015. He fought for them, Boko Haram suspects. That is how it's. A freedom fighter should be open, neutral. Not when you think that it's your fate that is intimidating others. You tactically support it. Passive supporter. Oh yeah, hypocrites. Oh yeah, hypocrisy is everywhere. They will not rise up to condemn it. We condemn any person that is being found doing human sacrifice. Let him face the full wrath of the law. Any person that is being found kidnapping, he is a criminal. He is committing crimes against our people. But don't tag it to a particular religion. That is my own. That is our voice. You people that look somebody. We scam people using a so-called minister. You don't tell the person, NAFDAC don't go and test that minister. What is the content? What is the content of that olive oil? What do they put there? Do you know that it's only in Nigeria you can just give people olive oil they drink? What if it is poison? People, laboratory should test and know what is there. Sometimes they even use a human, anything, human organs grinded or anything put inside here. You don't know. Some of them, they kill people indirectly. When you fake some miracles, people that are having sicknesses, that same disease that's supposed to go to hospital, they thought that, oh, this is real. Now they believe in you, coming to your adoration ground, coming to your church, and definitely they will die after buying your holy water, crude water, this and stickers for protection, everything. They will die, and no person is held accountable. Do you know what is OBT, obtaining by trick? Do you know that it carries a hard sentence in under Nigerian constitution? That is what these people are doing. But they don't care about them. Do you see that? Do you see that? Where I say, without justice and equity, there will be no peace. It can never happen. Fight, crime in everywhere, not only one side. Not only one side. It's just like as we are preaching Biafra, people are using ESN to commit crimes. People are using the name, faking name of ESN to commit crimes, to commit 419. They will call you and say, we are ESN now. Yeah, we try to go visit ESN. Does it make them ESN? The answer is no. Well, will it make us to stop? Say no, they are using this thing to make threaten people, to kill people. They are using the name of ESN to kill people. Will it make us to stop? The answer is no. We must continue. So when you see all these people faking ordinala, this and that, using it to commit crimes, it does not mean that it is them. I mean, it does not mean that it is ordinala. Fish out those people. The issue of recording, I mean registering people, call NDC or the OYA, come and register so that government will give you permit. It's okay. Is 100%. Also, register people that are calling the name of Jesus. Register everybody so that you control everybody. Paul Kagame closed more than 8,000 churches and mosques and other worshiping centers. He didn't program say no, it's only church I will close. No, it will boomerang. He didn't say no, I will close only mosques. No, he didn't say I will close local worship centers or traditional shrines. No, he closed all of them. Now started vetting them. Europe did it. That is why they are progressing. They started vetting, controlling worship centers, giving Christian churches licenses, vetting reverend fathers that are talking to the public. Any person that is talking, have a platform, a church or a shrine, or talking to the public, should be vetted, should be controlled by the government. Not any person. You can come and say, God call me. The easiest thing to do is in Nigeria is God call me. And everybody, once they hear that's God. Hey, a man of God, God call him. If God call you, please record it so that you bring it as proof. Are you hearing me? If God call you as he's calling you, Chibike, record it on your phone. We have WhatsApp. You have your phone everywhere. Record it so that you bring it. Say, okay, look at the voice of God calling me, not scamming. We must continue. So, these people that benefited during the time of Jonathan, you remember, where people are wagging mouths. They boy them. They let the protests everywhere. Mbaka say good luck na bad luck. These are the people that are responsible for the atrocities. They participated and they benefited from the atrocities of Boko Haram. Yes, because this USAID touched their hands and they were deceiving people. That is it. So we must continue. We should never allow Fulani to take an iota of Biafra land. A harmful people should understand that, look, all these years you have been rejecting. I want a good relation with the Fulani. Don't worry. Government will save us. Don't worry, we don't need ESN. You have seen it. It's better for you to make the right decision. Once they have other people, one thing with our land is, our people is, once it's happening in one side, the others will keep quiet. No, it's not the Enugu people. You don't know that once they have foot grip in Enugu, they will jump into the nest. That is how they are. They don't stop. But Dr. Bedai Lafia said it, that the people should not be happy or saying vindictive, that we middle betters, we follow kill you people during Biafran war. It serves you right. He said, if the caliphate overrun us in southern Kaduna, in Plateau, in Benue, they are coming down to you. Didn't he say that? He said, don't be vindictive. Don't be happy that, it serves you right. Don't be people that kill us in the... Yes, they did it. Yes. But you have to also, this time around, you fight, make sure, support, so that this thing, you put the things, the actions of the caliphate at bay. Otherwise, once they have foot grip, they will come. They are coming down. They don't stop. They will never stop. They have the money. Nigeria government is financing them. They are bent in changing the contours of Nigeria, making everybody to be Fulani subservient slave. They don't care about development. You are thinking of advancing the country. That is not their problem. They don't care about it. What matters to them is to take charge of everything in Nigeria first. And subjugate everybody first, even if it takes them 1,000 years. That is what matters to them. Do you remember Obama directly campaigned for Buhari? Do you remember that? In a video. Obama's campaign manager was leased for Buhari to Buhari. These are the things. Obama as a black man was used to kill Gaddafi. Do you see how the deep state works? They use their own people you perceive are your own people. They use them. It is when they are in power, they use them against you, so that you will open mouth but you cannot shout. You say, but this is my own. Do you know that Obama was so much dearly loved by Gaddafi? I could remember when Obama entered power, Gaddafi was so happy. So I saw it in him. He was so happy. An African being in charge, the highest office in America. But little did he know that he called him my son. Little did he know that it is his son that will kill him. This is the irony of life. I don't know how, if Obama sleeps, he remembers Gaddafi, how he can sleep or how he feels. I don't know. The only thing is that he will be pretending to be, he don't care, it's nothing. He will be politically correct until he gets old. It is at his deathbed. Mark what I'm saying. Maybe by the time he is almost 100 years dying, Obama, he will now reveal that I was being penned. The worst mistake I ever made is killing Gaddafi, aiding in killing Gaddafi. He will say it. He will confess it before he dies. He will confess it. It's troubling him anywhere he is, because it's abnormal. They use you. That is how the colonialists do. They use you. Before you know it, they have achieved what they want, and they litter you. Don't you see Zelensky now Buhari, that comedian? they discuss everything. Trump, the big elephants discuss because he's nothing. Donald Trump said at the time, even that he's expecting there will be election, he's giving order. He's not even talking to Zelensky as anything, because that is what he has made himself to be. No dignity. He allowed himself to be used. He never considered the country's dignity. He never considered his country's sovereignty. Money is flowing, and they continue. I remember when he will appear in EU Parliament. Standing ovation. They call it. These people, they know how to butogi kanshe. That you are something. You don't know that they are just using you for one purpose. If that purpose is finished, you are gone. You are gone. They will treat you like faces, like I'm telling you. You will be called. No person will come. They will turn against you. That is how life is. That is how these people work. So our evil politicians should be learning from what is happening. That is why also on Wednesday, being 19th, the flyer I made, there was a mistake, but I have redone it. Wednesday is 19th, not 20, please. On the 19th, I will be here on Viewpoint, a program where we discuss international issues, international geopolitics, and as it concerns also our struggle with Mazi Austin. And on Friday, being the 21st, if I'm not mistaken, on Friday, being the 21st day of February, yes, 21st February, being Friday, by 7:30 p.m. Mazi Nnamdi will be here also in order to address Biafrans and many issues that Biafrans should know. Therefore, I will go straight to the topic of today, which is creation of Nigeria. I want to talk about a little bit about creation of Nigeria. That is it. Today is Saturday. We must talk. Now, as I said, the topic of today's submission is creation of Nigeria. I will start by saying that artificial states or countries are those in which political borders do not coincide with a division of nationalities desired by the people on the ground. These are artificial states, that is artificial countries, as Nigeria is. Those in which political borders do not coincide with a division of nationalities desired by the people. That is why Nigeria, there is no patriotism in Nigeria, because nobody likes Nigeria. In Nigeria, in a one way or the other, in the real sense of it, because it doesn't represent the nationalities or nationality desires of the people on ground. That is it. Ahmad Bello warned Azikiwe at the early time, said, look, why should I be with you? Do I know you? Britain, come, I'm a Sahelian. You are from equatorial forest. Britain, come and put us together. It's because of Britain that we know each other. Why should I be in the same country with you? Be answering, say we are brothers and sisters. No, we are not. Ahmad Bello told Azikiwe, he told Britain, said, no, I don't want to be with these people. I don't know them. I beg. We don't eat the same food. We don't speak the same language. We don't have the same tradition and culture. Not the same religion. Nothing binds us together. Why should you come and join us together? Azikiwe was playing, wise man. We die for foolish man backyard. Don't worry now, just accept. Don't worry, let them go. Okay, Britain, if one I want, may I give him everything. No. That is Azikiwe's mentality. Because for him, once Britain move out, he will be in charge. For example, the way he came back to Enugu letter. You so you kwena hey onye anu ebe o yeta imo onye mba mmiri so ka gawagodo ka mmuru oche here. He thought it's like that. Na ke were sentiment chepo one night ka onu si dia. You don't know that politics is as complex as anything you can think about or even you cannot think about. He thought that it is a straightforward thing. When he come, once he talk, they say, the way he can arouse sentiments in Igbo land. He thought that he can use it on other people. He thought that he can use it on the Sahelians. You don't know that these people are politically more wiser than him than he can even think about. He thought that once he come and speaks Queen's English, he speaks American English. Introducing him was that he have met this and that person. He have met Eisenhower. This and the Queen of England. They have checked with. So he thought that all those things would be used, to give him, accord him the heavy respect. The world of average Igbo man, just his radius, that is less than 100 meters radius. That is his own world. Around him. Once one country go, even Trump can come and bow down to him. I could remember one video, very funny. This Odumeji, I could remember. It's still in my head. One politician, I think he's a woman, a lady. I think he was a minister. She was a minister or something, a cabinet minister, something like that. He came to, I don't know whether he's on the show anywhere. Odumede was there. People were hailing him, local champion now. Chema, he thought that is how he went to go and do in the mosque to so that him and the lady. The politicians, bodyguards and police just stopped him. Come on, where are you going? That is the mentality of Igbo man. Is just once he's a local champion. On turning around on him. You don't know that is only popular that particular place, that place. If you move out from there, it becomes nothing. If Soludo travels to USA, he enter public train. If he goes Malaysia, nobody knows him. The same way you as ordinary Igbo man is there, taking metro, going to your job. Soludo or Hope Uzodinma, the Almighty Hope Uzodinma, will also be there by himself. Nobody will know him. But once Igbo man Norona that his domain, he will be thinking that the whole world is rigmaroling around him. That is a primitive mentality. That is what I used to say. Azikiwe displayed it, and that is why we are in a mess today. He never think broad. Whereas Ahmad Bello have been thinking forward, fast forwarding. That is what made him to be negotiating with the holders. He knew that the British power belongs to the British, whether they are in Nigeria or they are out. Power belongs to them, so he have to make them friends and negotiate with them and get whatever he wants from them. Now, happens here, you know that Yama was in Nigeria, but Azikiwe was thinking on his power, what he can do. Nah, don't worry. I want to warn him. Say, oh boy, think twice. So let us go our own. No, everybody to your tent. I'll say now, forget that. Of this Nigeria. Don't worry. Just watch me how I will maneuver everything. After he become the victim, he found himself blackmailed in a cage. He started begging the British, please let no person know that I don't have power. They said, no, nobody will know. They started manipulating. I will play it today. So, what am I trying to say? Artificial states or countries are those in which political borders do not coincide with a division of nationalities desired by the people on the ground. Every country is established by agreements among people and between peoples to form governments, define boundaries, and recognize each other's sovereignty. Nation states are based partly on notions of ethnicity, nationality, and civil society, which simply didn't exist before the modern period and which continues to change. That is what Biafra wants to be, nation states based on our tribes. You will have Ijaw nation of Biafra, Igbo nation of Biafra, Orobo nation of Biafra, Efik nation of Biafra, so that we use that thing, our ethnicities, our tribes, our clans, to define ourselves proudly inside our nation. And people will run their nations according to how they wish it. Weak center, that is it, our own system. That is it. Now, also, remember I'm talking about creation of Nigeria. Countries could also be established purely via conquest and occupation. Example is in the Americas. I'm talking about establishment of countries, states. The only thing is that artificial states are those in which political borders do not coincide with a division of nationalities desired by the people on ground, like in Africa. Countries could be established purely via conquest and occupation, as in the case of Americas. We see America today. When I talk about America, not only US, I mean American continent, the Americas, from north to south. Mostly they are occupied. They are not the indigenous people. The indigenous people are few. In different parts of Canada, from Canada to Argentina, in different parts of Americas, the indigenous people were completely wiped off, and the foreigners took over their land. The Europeans, what you are seeing in the Americas today are French, English, Dutch, Germans, Spanish, name them, Polish, the whole Europeans, they are there. They are great-great-grandfathers. They are people. They are the people now that are answering Brazilians, Portuguese. They are the people that are answering Portuguese, Americans, Yankees, Canadians, Argentines, Bolivians. These are the people. So they establish a country, or these countries, purely through conquest and occupation. Okay, but what is highly evil, absurd, and abnormal is for African countries to be created by foreigners that are never living inside the entity, without allowing the indigenous populations any choice of changes, reshuffling, or modifications to their boundaries and or systems of government. They don't, this is evil they committed in Africa. Had it been these white people are even living with us in our land as you have in the Americas, it would have been bearable. But they came to our land, they divided the people without caring about our sentiments, ethnic sentiments, our national sentiment. They don't care. They didn't care. And they don't want any changes by us. Had it been British people, white people, they are living in Nigeria. Well, they didn't go. Had it been they stayed like in South Africa, it would have been palatable. They would say, okay, they are occupying forces. They are there. You don't need to pursue them again. They are citizens. So they have you say countries like that. You can get you can conquer and become and create a country. That is it. But the highest absurdity and abnormality is African borders were created in Berlin 1884-1885 without caring about African sentiments. Nothing. They didn't consult any African. Now they came and they conquered everybody. They were scrambled. They scrambled for Africa. France was scrambling their own. England, UK, their own. They divided us, and after independence, they went back to Europe. From there, they now continue controlling us using our political elites. That is the highest evil. These artificial and unnatural establishments breed chaos, eternal frictions, including wars and exploitations. The end results are lack of patriotism, underdevelopment, and poverty, as we are witnessing today in Nigeria. What the West committed in Africa is horrible, it's evil, pure evil. I say, let me say it again. Had it been Britain conquered different nations in the entity we call Nigeria today, amalgamated everybody, and we are there inviting their people, come and stay, just as they did in South Africa, just as they did in America, USA, and Canada, and the idea first hand, it would have been palatable. They will be witnessing everything. They will be forced to be testing anything we are testing. They develop, we all develop together. We all fell together. They will be testing it first hand. But the worst thing they did is dividing brothers that should be together, amalgamating people that have no business being together, and calling us Nigeria. And after they left, and from up in Europe, they are playing us as chess, using our politicians, using the caliphate, the Fulani caliphate, to control, to sow evil in our land. And it's not affecting them. Instead, they are from England. They are reaping everything. They are reaping the looting, exploitation. This place, Okwa in Abia, that has the largest deposit of gas in the whole of Africa, if not even in the whole world. Britain is causing confusion, chaos, everything. All those places, no single ordinary some basic things, basic amenities like electricity, they don't have. No road. Whereas is where they are exploiting and looting billions of dollars every blessed week. Billions of dollars every blessed week. Hundreds of millions of dollars every day. Don't you see that as evil? I say, had it been British people, they are now here in Nigeria with us. They will be because they will not have electricity and others do not have. Are you hearing me? It will not be possible. Even if they did the apartheid government, it will not last like in South Africa. We use population and deal with them. That's it. You see that? So they will be forced in order to open up so that we will fight, and because we are suffering the thing together. But the worst is that they are up there. They are in England. They suffering us. They are not feeling any heat. Do you see that? That is evil. That is evil. Are you hearing me? When you deeply study the list of former European colonies all over the world, you found out that all the countries created by colonial Europe, except those of Africa, have either been modified, reshuffled by the indigenous people or inhabitants, broken down, or still being inhabited by the colonizers. That is the reality. I say, when you deeply study the list of former European colonies all over the world, you found out that all the countries created by the colonial Europe, except those on Africa, on Africa, only South Africa is exception. You have either been modified, reshuffled by the indigenous peoples or inhabitants, broken down or still being inhabited by the colonizers. Now, let me give you an example. Iceland had been part of Denmark, but gained sovereignty after the First World War in December 1st, 1918, as Kingdom of Iceland. They were part of Denmark. After First World War, they gained sovereignty. They called themselves Kingdom of Iceland. Despite that, it still shared the Danish monarchy until Second World War. In 1944, Iceland severed its remaining ties with Denmark, then still under German occupation, because Denmark was occupied by Germany that time, and declared herself a republic till death. Iceland removed herself from Denmark. That is it. In Europe, in the Middle East, which they call Levant, the Middle East was colonized by Ottoman Empire until their defeat in the First World War in 1918, and their colonial masters replaced by the Europeans. The Europeans replaced Ottoman Danfodio. During the First World War, the Europeans, mostly France and England, they met with Arab nationalists underground, their secret services, and told them that if you can fight against your colonialists, that is the Ottoman Empire, that is the Turkey you are seeing today, colonize the Middle East, that if you can rise up, we'll help you. Immediately, once you will defeat them, you will start having freedom. And the Arabs, they rose up. Throughout the late 19th century, beginning in the 1860s, a sense of loyalty to the Arab fatherland. Please listen attentively. When you see that, many times people used to ask this question, either rhetorically or otherwise. Why is it that even Middle East, even Arabs, they are more developed? This is the reason why they are developed. There was an Arab awakening. Are you hearing me? They went back to their roots. Oh, Chineke, Lack of knowledge of history is a problem. Check the whole countries that are developed, that are on the right path of development. None of them is using foreign phenomena. None of them looked down on their history. At one time of their national life or the other, they had mental revolution. And Arab had this. I used to say it here. It's a fact. Okay. Now, throughout the late 19th century, beginning in the 1860s, a sense of loyalty to the Arab fatherland developed in intellectual circles based in the Levant and Egypt. It developed from observance of the technological successes of Western Europe, which they attributed to the prevailing of patriotism in those countries. This led to a movement known in Arabic as Nahda. Nahda. That is the awakening. This is what we are undergoing today. There is no way a people will develop without revolution. It's impossible. There must be mental revolution. People will start asking questions. Why are we in this? Why are Europeans developing? We are not. Why are they producing things? We are not. There must be this question, for goodness sake. When I see some of our people, they demonize our roots, it makes me cry. They praise our colonialists. They praise our killers. It makes me sad, honestly speaking. It makes me sad. It's a program. Brainwash is very dangerous. When people are telling you that, look, we don't want a katakata, we don't want this, let me tell you, there is no gain without pain. It's impossible. Quote me today, quote me tomorrow. Because you don't study history. That's the thing. Studying history doesn't mean you carry goggle and goggle this and that. That is nonsense. It's part of it, but that is not the main thing. There are deeper things you will not even get in goggle. You study. That is it. I say, without pain, there will be no gain. In every revolution, there must be pain first. It happens everywhere. It happened everywhere. When people are saying no, because of this preaching of going back to our roots, our people are committing crimes. Tell that person, tell that buffoon, tell him, why are you preaching Biafra? They are using Biafra name ESN to commit crimes. Now stop, don't preach. Oh, people are not, people don't have brain, I'm telling you. People don't, some people don't have brain. It pains me a lot. It pains me on the with them. When somebody will tell you, because we are preaching going back to our roots, therefore there is a crime of this and that. People are using a native doctor in order to commit crime. Tell that person, why then are you preaching Biafra? You are preaching, you give money to ESN. Why not stop? Because people are using ESN in order to commit crimes. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say, I want common sense. So you see that you have put that ideology, you put it down. You cannot talk again because it's not an argument. You cannot, because you are doing the right thing. Some people can hijack it in order to be committing their personal evil for their personal interest. It should never make you to stop. Instead, we continue shouting and sanitizing. That is our work. That is why, don't you see do you know how many people have died? Thousands of people killed by criminals using ESN name. Okay, if under your or some people's arguments, let us stop now, because it will bring problem. It's causing people to die. People are using ESN to defeat it. Criminals are using, so let us stop. Do you think it's the solution? Tell me, do you think it's the solution? Do you see the reason why they cannot come to debates? We must continue preaching this gospel. We must continue. We bow down to superior argument. Are you hearing me? So when people come to, our people are wise. Our people are asking questions now. So I'm happy. It's no more a time when you can, I say, if I preach nonsense here, come and challenge me. Come, call. I will open line. You call. You tell me, Mazi, with due respect, even without respect, I don't care. Because we have never reached our destination. Respect will come only when we reach our destination. Only that will be civil. I don't care. Say, Mazi, I disagree. Tell me the reason why you disagree. I will allow you. Now we iron it out intelligently. That is how things work. But when you come, you put only ranting. You're not rant. I will not allow you now. Because I want us to make sense so that I can learn from you. So that people can learn from you. That is what I care for. And nothing more. So what am I trying to say? Ada Yambobo Agog. That your people are fighting and the people are dying in the war front. You will see all the load the people now get there. You cannot, because of it, you say, nah, I surrender. You surrender, you continue suffering worse. Are you hearing me? The only thing is that this preaching of going back to our roots, we continue hammering it. It is not what some mischievous people are using it to do. Thinking, oh, they are going back to their roots. They are now scam people. Cheating people. That is nonsense. It's not what we are preaching. We continue sanitizing it, saying, no, this is not what we are preaching. We want to go back to our values. That is what we are preaching. Well, our values of our values of asking questions, our values of subjecting everything to the altar of reason, our values of reasoning. That is it. Are you understanding what I'm saying? The Arabs, they went that way. That is why today you are seeing the result. They went back to their roots. Let me continue. Now, let me start again from where I stopped before. Okay. Throughout the 19th century, beginning in the 1860s, a sense of loyalty to the Arab fatherland developed in intellectual circles based in the Levant, that is Middle East, and Egypt. It developed from observance of the technological successes of Western Europe, which they attributed to the prevailing of patriotism in these countries. This led to a movement known as, in Arabic, Nahda. People started asking questions, not being consumers. Now, these things we are consuming, they come from Spain. These are human beings like us. Why are they producing? We cannot. This is it's an awakening. It comes naturally to a people, and that is the air that is in Africa today. That is what IPOB is orchestrating. That is what we are doing. It is natural. Once people start asking questions, once a child starts asking questions, being curious, it is a sign of maturity. But every time you don't ask questions, you consume, they bring aid. Oh, we are giving you aid from USAID. Oh, Bigate is giving us thanks to Bigate. Which means we are still babies. We can't do anything for ourselves. But a time comes, we start asking questions. That is what we are doing now. Why is it that all these things, all these people, are they not human beings? Do they have two heads? They are building jet fighters, and we are not building. The Nigerian Christopher Musa, who was denied the visa to Canada, which is very good, although I know it's a lobby from the caliphate. I know, in order to tackle Tinubu, I know that. But he was denied the visa to Canada. You know, one time he said, the last time, he said that Nigeria has difficulty in purchasing arms. Even if Nigeria have their money to buy, but they will be conditioning them to sell to them. And they don't ask themselves question, why are you as a country of 230 million plus cannot produce arms? You are going to a country like Ukraine that has a 1/4 or 1/5 of your population, not up to. You are going to Bulgaria, you are going to Latvia that has a fraction of your population to solicit for arms, begging. Does it make sense? When you start asking these pertinent questions, there it makes people start rising up. That is the awakening. That is it. Now, as I said, the Nahda, meaning the awakening, also referred to as the Arab awakening. You know, Europeans have their own awakening. Arabs have had their own. Africa, this is our own era of awakening. Okay, referred to as the Arab awakening or enlightenment, was a cultural movement that flourished in Arab populated regions of the Ottoman Empire, notably in Egypt, Lebanon, Syria and Tunisia during the second half of the 19th century and the early 20th century. It is the start of Arab nationalism, which is a political ideology asserting that Arabs should go back to their roots. As a traditional nationalist ideology, it promotes Arab culture and civilization, celebrates Arab history, the Arabic language, and Arabic literature. You know one good thing with awakening? It makes you cherish your own. It makes you start, demolishing the brainwashed argument and mentality being brought by Britain that Mungo Park discovered River Niger, that our ancestors are evil, that they worship idol, that we never worship, we never even knew what is idol. For your information, I don't know. I don't know how to explain this. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know how to explain. Let me tell you something. You know, English is a foreign language. There are many things that the English people, when they came to our land, we don't have equivalent in our land. There is no explanation in Igbo language. So it is them that see one thing and that thing, they will point to this and say, hey, this is idol. Idol is a foreign god. Are you hearing me? Therefore, in the real sense of it, because we don't, in Igbo language, there is nothing like idol. Forget about what they translated as Arosi. It's not Arosi. Arosi is our indigenous pantheon that acts as a police station in our land. For your information, it is idol, is not Alosi. Your people should listen to it. It is not Alosi. We didn't, in our own land, we didn't know what is idol. Britain is them. The Europeans brought idol in our land because they brought something that is foreign to us, force it onto us for us to be worshipping. Say it is a way to God. It is a way to. We knew Chukwu before they come. There are ways our people use in communicating with our Olisa. There are ways to communicate. Now, when they come, in order to put all this confusion and disarray, now they are explaining idol. We say no, stop worshiping idol. They say, what is idol? We don't have idol. It's them that brought idol. They now say, that thing we have been worshiping since time immemorial, that thing we are using in order to, make our people be obedient to the law. They say, no, that is the idol. Hey, it's evil. And they stuck in our head because we are being taught it from childhood, from even when you are in stomach. Your mother carry you going to church. You are hearing it, you are absorbing it from inside the womb until you are born. You suck it in the breast that this thing is evil. What you are doing is evil. Allah says idol. Allah says, and it is stuck. But today, here on Radio Biafra, we continue demolishing all these their lies The same way they told you that Satan is a quench, which is life from the pit of hell. They are the Satan. We have no Satan in our land, because everything, every pantheon or every spirit in our land are from Kweke area is working, have been working for our goodness. When it reaches to you will be invoked or the same way in a country you have killers, soldiers. They are trained to kill. They are not trained to kill a fly. No, they are trained to kill, remove human life. That's why they are armed. In the olden days, they armed them with spears and swords and arrows. They kill. You see, people, executioners, people that they are trained. Their role is to chop off neck of criminals. After Friday prayers, they come to the square and bring some prisoners that are sentenced to death. They have a long sword. They recite Islamic Quranic verses before killing, and the killer will chop off the neck of the criminal. Because are you going to say that person is an evil person? The answer is no. He did his job. Without him, criminals will be alive. No person will do the job. So in America, there are executioners in prisons. There are people that inject. Their job is to inject poison. To inject the poison into people that are sentenced to death. To electrocute them. Plug it, or you plug. Do this. The person will die. Are you going to see on the person on the street say you are evil? No. He's doing his job because he's serving a country. That is the same way all these spirits, all these pantheons are doing. Now, these people, these foreigners that are Satan, that brought Satan and idol everything, now they come, they saw that even away is what is worrying them, what we are invoking against them. They now turn it to say Satan. And we became brainwashed today. And now say go and just go today in Nigeria, disband the military, disband the military, say no more military in Nigeria. Every night you can never sleep. ISWAP, ISIS, Lukarawa, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, everybody will be on the run because the military have been disbanded, but they are killers. And that is how we are in our own Igbo cosmology. We have no Satan. The Europeans brought Satan in our land and gave it a false translation to a pantheon, a spirit that we invoke to do things for us. He says it's a Satan. I know not cast not bind. Hell, the era of awakening is here. You are listening to something you can never hear in other mainstream media. That is why Radio Biafra is exceptional. That is why people are addicted to listening to Radio Biafra. That is why if you're a student of Radio Biafra, if you're a student of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Radio Biafra, you can stand in front of a so-called PhD holder in everything. And when you talk, the person will remark you and say, oh boy, where you get all these things? Do you see that? That is the awakening. Do you think awakening is burning again? I'm also. It's nonsense. Nonsense, I say. We must continue. Okay. So, it is the start of Arab nationalism, which is a political ideology, and certain that Arabs should go back to their roots. As a traditional nationalist ideology, it promotes Arab culture and civilization the same way we are doing it today. That our ancestors, they lied to us. Our ancestors didn't commit any evil, instead they did very good. We must go back and start building on what they created and start innovating on what they started. Arabs did that because they were going astray. They were going towards the European system, thinking that it is the only way to advancement. But they say no, it is not. You can never develop a people. A people must develop themselves. Otherwise, a foreigner cannot come and develop us. It's impossible. Development, advancement must start from within, from local. Development is local. It's not something you impose on people. You impose it on people, they mesmerize it. They mesmerize it. That is the truth. So now this as a traditional traditional nationalist ideology, it promotes Arab culture and civilization, celebrates Arab history, the Arabic language and Arabic literature. In the Americas, the colonial Europeans completely annihilated most of the indigenous populations, took over and lived in their lands till death. They therefore became inhabitants of the land and continued developing it to their taste. That is what I'm saying. You know, they are now in charge. There is no way, indigenous people will gather themselves in America and come to America. Maybe the Cherokees, the Tomahawks, they come and say, no, now we want to take over America. You people come from Europe, or yeah, move out. It's not done. It can never happen. Because these people, they are now part and parcel of the land. Do you see that? That is how countries are also. So that is why they develop the land according to their tastes, and the few indigenous population that are there also enjoying it. The few ones that are left alive, they are enjoying it. But in Africa, the colonial Europe conquered and colonized our land, created our land borders with no single respect to our indigenous national interests and sentiments, by amalgamating ethnicities that have no business being together as one country and dividing ethnicities that should be together as one people. They distorted our traditional and governing systems, desecrated our traditional values and cultures, and left without physically inhabiting our space. Rather, they are in Europe controlling our lives and ruling us through proxy. That is their imposed agents. That is proxy. All these presidents, prime ministers you are seeing in Africa, mostly in Nigeria, they are proxies. Where do they have their bank accounts? They loot and put billions and billions in foreign accounts. That is what they keep us miserable, the people. Are you hearing me? Rather, they are in Europe controlling our lives and ruling us through proxy, through their imposed agents. We call presidents and prime ministers, through a system of government, which I call doctored democracy, imposed on us. This is completely horrible. Now, let me play a bit because time is no more on my side. Mana okude. Maybe I can continue it another day, but please listen a bit. Remember, I'm talking about Nigeria creation. Now listen, this is an interview between Mr. Harold Smith and Mrs. Harold Smith, that is the wife, before he passed on. He's a direct colonial, can I call him master? Colonial agent in our land that ruled Nigeria for Britain. Direct. He was interviewed. Now listen, please.
This is Carol Smith. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
May I say how delighted we are to be on Passion. We've looked forward to speaking to an African television station.
Harold Smith said, I'm very happy to be here because we have looked forward for so long to speaking in an African television like this. So he was happy to grant this interview before he died. Listen.
For decades. This is something we have looked forward to for such a long time, and we are so happy to be here.
Thank you. Mr. Harold Smith was a young, bright, and principled Oxford University graduate who was recruited by the colonial office and posted to Nigeria. He took his final examination a year ahead of his class. He also married Mrs. Carol Smith, whom he met while they were both at Oxford University. Together they went to Nigeria, where they had their 2 children. Mr. Harold Smith, you were featured in a program recently by BBC Radio 4, titled Document, and that was hosted by Mr. Mike Thompson. You are alleged that the British government rigged the first and most important election in the history of Nigeria in 1959 in favor of the North. Am I correct?
Yes.
Listen.
How long were you in Nigeria for?
From 1955 to 1960. And we were based in Lagos.
He was in Nigeria from 1955 to 1960. Listen.
I was on the staff of the Department of Labour. I was largely occupied with employment problems, all the employment exchanges, and statistics, and international reports, and was kept pretty busy. I was also stationed in Lagos in charge of the capital and the port. I was the port labour officer as well, and I also devised a port labour scheme and later a social security scheme, which was one of the first in Africa, which guaranteed workers some income after they'd finished work. It was a providence scheme. As I said, it's called the National Providence Scheme, and I was very proud to have put that on the statute book.
I was going to ask you what your role is. You've mentioned three important. Is there any particular name given to your office while you were there?
Just labour officer.
I was a labour officer.
He was a labor officer directly. This is one of the labor officials, one of the British officials that ruled Nigeria before independence. Listen, please.
Senior civil servant.
Okay.
I only intended to stay in Lagos initially for 2 tours of duty. Although because of this conflict with the elections, there were difficulties. Actually, government wouldn't let me leave the civil service. They were determined that I should stay in the civil service after my 2 tours, and I was offered very considerable incentives, including a knighthood, to stay and work for government. Primarily this was because I had access to state secrets.
They didn't want him to leave Nigeria. You know, because even when his time of leaving comes, they say no, don't leave. Instead, they offered him much more incentives to stay. You know the reason? Because he has access to state secrets. He knows some things, some evil Britain was committing in that place. The way they were structuring the place, that entity called Nigeria, he knew about it. So they were afraid that if he go back, he will leak all those secrets to some people, even to the media, which is detrimental to the government. So they did everything to maintain him, to make him remain. They don't care about money. You see that? Listen, continue listening.
I learned, and the Governor General himself confirmed this to me, that the elections were rigged, contrived.
The first ever election in Nigeria, 1959, was rigged. The Governor General confirmed it to him. Harold Wilson. Is it? No. Is it Harold Wilson? Confirmed it to him that, look, what you are seeing, well, that thing you are thinking is true. We rigged this election, but we have a plan for this place we are creating. There is a way we want it to function for our interest. Remember the Queen. God save the Queen. So we are structuring. We don't need to be, straightforward. If we are straightforward, we lose this place we created. The same way we lost Egypt. India. So we have to play some. We have to play some pranks. So watch and keep it in your brain. That is what they told him. Continue listening.
The intention was that the North should rule Nigeria.
The intention of Britain right from beginning is that the North should rule Nigeria. The North should continue ruling Nigeria. When I tell you that human being is the creator, a human being can recreate others. That is what happened in Nigeria. The devil is in the details of this thing. Even I will play it another day in a more vast way. I will analyze it word by word, but continue listening.
Even in 56, the northern leaders were very proud and were saying if they couldn't run Nigeria, never mind elections, they might not join Nigeria.
Even right from time, you see where I always blame Azikiwe? The Northern Fulani Caliphate, they gave a condition that if they are not in charge of Nigeria, that they will not join Nigeria. They will leave. Do you know, this is from the horse's mouth. I've played this, I think, even several times, some years back, on radio. This is an insider. The man is late, but he granted this interview before he died. He said he is opening the reason why whenever in Nigeria they will tell the Fulani will tell you that democracy is a game of numbers. We will, don't worry. Britain made them king makers in the koro beholding of Azikiwe. They said, if we cannot control Nigeria, we are leaving. Do you see that? And if they leave Nigeria, Britain will lose Nigeria, because Awolowo and Azikiwe, Okotiebo, they are bright. We will be in charge of our destiny. But because of the selfish greed of Azikiwe, wants that victim. He was born. Remember, Azikiwe was born in Zungeru in 1906 in the north. Remember that. He will now continue listening.
They might leave. And we all thought, well, how old? And were saying, if they couldn't run Nigeria, never mind elections, they might not join Nigeria. They might leave. And we all thought, well, how would they survive? There were no industries. Let
me tell you, this one is saying, how would they are British, they are concerned. How would they survive? But there is Niger. They don't think of how they are surviving. Let me tell you, forget about how will they survive. The overall British interest is to use them to get everything they want in Nigeria and nothing more. It's not about their survival. Their survival is nothing to them. If they want, let them go to hell and die. After all, they test untested medicine, new medicines, even in the northern children that cause different diseases. They die they don't care. So this is not about how will they survive. It's about Britain. How will Britain get their interest in Nigeria? That is it. Continue listening.
Not a great deal of agriculture, some groundnuts in the north. This wasn't very practical at all. And then it was, the Governor General seemed to be thinking that the North couldn't, even if it won an election, rule Nigeria by itself. The South wouldn't stand for that. So there had to be a partner, either the Igbos in the east or the Yoruba in the west.
That the North even can never rule Nigeria without partnering with either the Igbo or the Yoruba. Do you see the mathematics of Britain? Do you see when they tell you that Nigeria is amalgamate, is formed under tripod? Do you see that thing? Tripod is when you remove one, the two can never stand. When you remove one stand, the two will fall. It will bend. There will be this equilibrium. That is what Nigeria is. That is what we are suffering today. Are you hearing me? Continue listening.
to team up with the North. What he didn't want was for the two southern parties, the Igbo and the Yoruba, to team up to form the government. Because
do you hear what he said? That Britain, their nightmare is Igbos and Yorubas working together politically, teaming up. That they will know that they have lost Nigeria. Now there must be a way to team up, either Igbo and Caliphate, because when he said the North is the Fulani Caliphate, Igbo and the Caliphate, or Yoruba and the Caliphate against the other one, that there will be no way Igbos and Yoruba will join together. So this hatred between Yorubas and the Igbos, it is artificial. It is not something that has been there. It is artificial. Who are the people that are saying no, don't blame Britain? It is artificial. They created it, or it is something worked. So that once they set up a thing, they work towards it. Do you see how they started promoting Epontu? They finance it, and once you say in Epontu this and that, you can claim asylum in any European country very easily. Are you hearing me? Do you see? That is how they work towards promoting something. So they promoted the North, make them kingmakers, so that either Igbos will be sabotaging Yorubas in order to be with the North, or Yorubas will be sabotaging Igbos in order to be with the North, so that there will be this equilibrium. Those people that they don't want, Igbos and Yorubas, Britain knew that if they join together, Britain have failed. So they put a disequilibrium between them, so that they will be hating themselves for nothing. That's why we ask Yoruba man, what really Igbo did to you? He will tell you, no, the ones I meet in Alaba market, they are good people. They are good people. He's a good people. He's a good person. They help me even. But generally, Igbos, they are bad. You don't even understand the source of hatred. You don't even know. And now they are selling markets. They are traders. They make money too quick. Is that any reason? Is that anything? No, they come to Lagos with nothing. Before 2-3 years, they become landlords. They start making money. So I don't know how them. Is that anything? These are things artificially created in order to upset the balance of power, so that we continue zombieing in Nigeria for the complete and absolute interest of the British, the creators. That is it. The wise people, I call them. That's it. So this man revealed everything. Do you remember 2020 when the southern governors, both Igbos and Yorubas, they formed, when this Fulani headsman was at top gear, killing everywhere, they formed the Southern Governors Forum. I say I could not forget that. The Fulani, they went berserk. Britain was mad. He was pumping Fulani with money, saying, what are you people doing? Do you want these people to unite? What? As if they kidnap the southern governors, kidnapped their northern governors' mothers or wives. They come on television, start blastering. Why should southern governors meet together? Why should you meet together? Don't you see that there is something there? They have northern governors, even claiming Jos, southern Kaduna, Benue, that is not even north. They impose, no problem, no person talks about it. But southern governors be together. Yoruba and Igbo say, let us be having discussion. We are south. Let us, hey, Britain, they say, no, these people shouldn't be together. This is it. This man confessed it. He said Britain created Nigeria and tipped the balance, that under no circumstances that the Yorubas and Igbos will work together politically. There must be animosity, everlasting animosity between them. As long as Nigeria is existing, Igbos and Yorubas should be hating themselves, so that Nigeria will be progressing for Britain. Do you see that? That is why Tinubu, he signed dry port in Ogun and Oyo State, in Yoruba land, in order to make us more disgruntled. And we are shouting in our land, no single seaport. Notwithstanding that oceans and water bodies abound everywhere. No. That is it. It's order from above. It's something that is done by human being. Don't you understand this with me, please? Let us continue.
Because he believed the North wouldn't tolerate that and talked about leaving the Federation. So as I learned, in a small way at first, but very rapidly I learned about the election fixing, and as I say, this was confirmed to me by the Governor-General.
He learned of the election fixing, that is, we call it rigging of election. He said election fixing of 1959, the first ever election in Nigeria. And it was wholeheartedly confirmed to him by the Governor General that time, the British Governor General in charge of Nigeria, saying, yes, that your suspicion is correct. No need of hiding it. You are our man. We rig this election. Look at what we want to achieve. We don't want Yorubas to work with Igbos. If they venture to work together, we are gone. We have missed Nigeria. Because they will isolate the Fulani. These are the people that through them we can get anything we want in Nigeria. What they want is give them their religion, give them upper hand so that they will continue subjugating and killing other people. They don't care about development. They don't care about advancement. They don't care about productivity. They don't care about, they are corrupt and malleable. That is people you can bend anyhow and command that they will obey you. That is what Britain wants. For you to understand the fundamental problem, the fundamentals, the basis of our problems as Nigeria. Are you hearing me? Continue moving. I don't think I can play this all because I don't want to play and not analyze. Please continue listening. Just let me give another 5 minutes.
He actually said that he wanted me to know the truth because he wanted me to know how much trouble I was in.
You mentioned statistics.
He said the Governor General told him, these things you are suspecting. Yes, we rigged the election. We are British. We created Nigeria. I want to tell this thing to you wholeheartedly so that you know how much trouble you are in. If you want to get out, you are gone. No going back because you know our secret, so you cannot escape. You must work with us. You must be part of this agenda.
That is it. Movement. Welcome back, please. I apologize for this very brutal technical failure, but I want to be embossed. I want people to emboss me, please, whether my voice is coming out, because my dashboard is showing me yellow. I don't know. So I continue checking my IPOB community radio, but I don't know. None is coming. on all my phones. I don't know whether it is from the phones or okay. I think it's okay. Why are people calling? I don't know. Our people should understand that in a technical issue like this, when there is a problem, if you are calling, you are adding to my problem, honestly. People don't know what we suffer in these studios. You are in charge of immediate technical issue, only you, and you hear phones ringing everywhere. It's adding to your confusion. There is no need of calling, please. There is no need of calling. Just we can write and say, okay, Mazi, it is okay. Write. No, don't call. Once you hear multiple calls everywhere calling, you become even more confused. You cannot even know where. You can try to press A and you made mistake. Press B. That is it. Our people should understand. Yes, I know now that my voice is coming. So we should understand that. All these things can happen. That's it. That is why we are freedom fighting. But this thing continues showing gray. It's not showing green. That's why. But it's okay. It's okay. That's part of it. So, as I was saying, remember, we are live and direct. We have been live and direct, and today is the 15th day of February. Today is the 15th day of February 2025. Tatabu Boche Oye. And remember, we are talking about creation of Nigeria. That is it. Before this brutal technical issue, which sent me fidgeting, because once you are on some certain levels, mental levels, and all these things happen, it brings you back. It makes you become more confused. But we can never give up. All these things make us to be tough. And more tougher and tougher and tougher and tougher. So thank you very much. I think this program I am playing, the voice of the interview of Harold Smith, which I was playing. I think I will leave it for now. Another day I will continue from there, because this man revealed. But one thing we should understand is what is happening in Nigeria is programmed by Britain. The program, the way you build a canal, like Suez Canal, Panama Canal, you channel the water. The way you channel the water, that is how it flows. So, the caliphate played a smart one on others, on Azikiwe, and he fell. And today they are enjoying the product or the result of their political smartness. That is it. They play some people might say, no, they will give excuse. I said, and I continue saying, our people can give 1,001 excuses to justify failure. Please let me is my voice coming out? Is my voice coming out? It seems I have to. Is my voice coming out, please? Now, are you hearing me? Please. Okay, it's coming out. Thank you very much. So, they are reaping, the caliphate is reaping the result of their political smartness. Some people might say, no, it is Britain that gives to them. Why didn't Azikiwe shake body? Why didn't he shake body? Some people might say, no, had it been he did this and that, he would have been killed, he would have been jailed, he would have. If you are fighting
for the interests of a people. You don't care about going to jail or dying. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is there. Don't you see his outburst last time? Do you think that it doesn't have repercussion? Do you think that but he has put his life on line? That is how a fighter for his people, a leader of his people, that is how it's supposed to be. Your life should be nothing. But let that, is it not because of still Ahmad Bello was killed because of his position by the same Britain that they played this, they played some sophisticated game. They gave everything to Ahmad Bello, and they still use other people, Zogo and others, in order to massacre him, to kill him. That is it. So he died, didn't he die? Is Azikiwe's life more important than Ahmad Bello's life? Is him more important? No. The answer is no. All life are equal. But when somebody does not value the progress of a people, of his own people, Azikiwe, when he was disgraced, he won election in Southwest, in Lagos. And Awolowo started playing tribal game. Many people don't know this. Awolowo started this tribal game in the south. That how can Igbo man? He now, for the first time, he mentioned how can Igbo man come to Yoruba land and win. The thing stirred up commotion. And Azikiwe, instead of staying there to resist for that Nigeria, that is Nigeria he wants, he has to now leave them, run to Enugu, and displace somebody that was there, Professor Eyeta, that was in charge. We didn't even know whether Igbo, we are all one people, but Azikiwe brought this. He said, how can I come back to Igbo land, my own land? And the people used sentiment to accommodate him. People didn't say, no, this thing you are doing, you are sowing seed of discord. Britain still came back to use that seed of discord sowed by Azikiwe in order to talk to our people. The BBOs, they just say, this, even that action made our Ambazonian brothers to leave us. Do you see how sophisticated politics is? It's not straightforward thing. That's why when I see Igbo man, average Igbo man, you are straightforward. What on him? I'm telling you, what on him? Nothing. Yeah, how to make money. Go out and work again. Potane, moto, you don't. Politics is more sophisticated than sophistication. Is the more you look, the less you see. You must be highly sophisticated mentally in order to play good politics for your people, for your people's interest. That's why you see all these Igbo politicians. They are not politicians. Alhaji and Kunle bugged the phone conversation. Alhaji said it. He said all these Igbo, they are not Igbo, they are not politicians, they are businessmen. So what they want is what you can get. The Tambura here, as a Petamba sold 30 billion naira. Maybe they promise him after, once you pull this deal, and the Fulani are stationed in part of Enugu. After you can become vice president, or after we promote you, you become a minister of a federal capital, or they promise him heaven and earth, only him. And that is what he's seeing, because he's not a politician. Just like Wike, what he wants to get him is not about his people. So that is the sorry situation we are in. I know in a mess. It's only situations that we channel us to the right path. Now I will stop playing this Harold Wilson. I will continue it another day, please. I know where I stopped, but I will continue it another day because it's very rich. Though I played it here 1 or 2 times, but I will play it and analyze it more. Remember that we are talking, or we have been talking, on the creation of Nigeria. And the one thing I'm saying is this: we can never be talking of genuine Biafra restoration, where we could really be in charge of our governance and destiny, while demonizing our foundation, demonizing our history, our ancestors, and what they represent. Without genuine discussions on mental emancipation, without taking pride in the revival, development, and innovations of our cultural and traditional and our natural heritage, without celebrating our history, we can never achieve this genuine freedom without this renaissance, enlightenment, and awakening discussions. Without going back to our roots, we can never achieve this restoration. Genuine, not a flag independence. Because when you can never develop a people from foreigners, can never come and develop us. It is we that can develop ourselves. If foreigners come and say, okay, they impose advancement on us, they build infrastructures, build the metro system, without us being mentally developed to understand that we need this. Once they go, we mess everything up. Do you see that? You cannot impose a development to a people. Otherwise, they mess it up. The genuine development is that comes from them. That is why we are preaching this enlightenment. Don't be deceived about what people are mischievously misinterpreting. Oh, we are preaching going back to our roots, and the people are using it to do evil. So that is mischief. I say, if you hear it from somebody as argument, tell him, okay, why don't we stop preaching Biafra and ESN? Because people are using it for criminal purposes. They are faking ESN in order to use it to make their own money, to kidnap, to kill, harvest organs. Why then are we continuing? We should have stopped. Do you see? Therefore, I will stop here, please. I will stop here. And I will go into a few minutes break. So that when I come back, I will open the lines. But please, let me say it again. Do not think that maybe debate is evil. No. I am very happy when people that disagree with what I say come up. In a lovely manner. You come up, you disagree, you make your point. That is it. That is how we progress. It's not a personal issue or personal fighting. No, we are looking for the best way, and we must debate. Without the debating, any line amen nonsense. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started this radio guy. Every time he opened the lines, people will call, he tell you, bring your opposing argument, bring it here. Tell me, tell me your own view so that we discuss it, we iron it out. That is how it is. But when people run away from debate, that is where it makes me mad. You see them going corner through corner, they will be talking rubbish. That is where I despise them. Or any person that is behaving like that, I despise you. Why not come direct? Tell me, Mazi, look at, I disagree on this point. Okay, we learn from each other. It's a symbiotic learning. That's it. That is how we are going to move forward. And that is who we are as Biafrans. Because we go on dialogue. We go on debate. Na meeting now, we go on the even heated argument, because what people are looking, what they are arguing is the best way forward for that issue for the community, not a personal fighting. That is who we are. But when you don't allow argument, you don't want people to bring opposing argument, na Radio Biafra in your argument, which means you have ulterior motive. That is it. So we must continue. I will go into a few minutes break, as I said, and when I come back, I will open the lines. Please do not go away. I'll be right back.
Bell to anybody in the room, because your money, $697 million annually, plus the shipments of cash funds madrasas, ISIS, Al Qaeda, Boko Haram, ISIS Khorasan, terrorist training camps. That's what it's funding.
They have a bunch of dishonest people. They've created ISIS. Hillary Clinton created ISIS with Obama. Created with Obama.
I told you guys. A few days ago, I made a video explaining to you guys how Obama's government, through the USAID, allegedly worked with APC to remove Goodluck Jonathan and destroy Nigeria's 680 billion economy. And I told you guys how they created and funded Boko Haram to destabilize Goodluck Jonathan's government. Some of you came into my comment section crying, calling me names. Well, look at the truth gradually coming out. A U.S. congressman, Scott Berry, has openly stated that the USAID has been funding terrorist organizations, including Boko Haram. Read that again.
IPOB, one family. IPOB, one family. Ezebo Muchineke, Ututu Omanu. I bring you heavenly greetings from my location here in the United Kingdom. I want to briefly commend us for our gallant response to the junk, irresponsible journalism meted out by the Telegraph, newspaper, online, and whether it's the print one, with a very sensational headline that portrays their bias, prejudice, and conspiracies. I've noted it with great dismay and disaffection. I'm gladdened by the initial responses of those of us who have gone either online or using different platforms to react to it. Specifically, our head of IPOB UK Legal Compliance Team and IPOB Worldwide Special Representative Lolo Caro Monde, and our IPOB UK Media and IT Innovation Team, the X-account lead, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, reacting on it. And all those of us, including my humble self, who have chipped in a word or two online, targeting specifically, we must be very specific, Telegraph and Guardian, I think, who reported it in a different way. It is, the report is irresponsible. It is not commensurate, it's non-factual, and we must rise up against it, resist it from every corner. We are not oblivious of the tactics of the Sioux and their co-conspirators, including this country where we reside and we hold citizenship of the UK. This latest tactics is part of the grand conspiracy which we've been speaking about, even on our radio program last Sunday, as if we knew what was coming up. And they will never stop. So I want to make clarifications that we should know where they are coming from. These are sponsored agents, call them brand newspaper journalists, brown envelope journalists, pardon me, and other agents of darkness, the way they operate. But also note that this is not UK government speaking. I think there are also responses coming up now from the government quarters denying that they have described or IPOB as a terrorist organization. They can never, they know the implications. But we must call out the errant editorial board of the Telegraph that thought it fit to do so. I will be referring the matter officially to our UK legal compliance team, as well as our international diplomacy and relations team, to work in collaboration for consultation to see what we can do as a group. But in the meantime, if you ask my humble opinion, the best response would be the mass response. Each and every one of us going on social media, writing to the Telegraph, I'll be doing so myself as well, condemning this and demanding a retraction and immediate correction. An apology to IPOB. It is our right. And then after the consultation, which I will also extend to our leadership, we will decide whether to glorify them with official response. Because sometimes if you react officially to an unofficial matter, you are probably giving them credence where none is due. This is my initial humble assessment. I've reflected on this quite, even in my very busy schedule in the last 24 hours. But thankfully, we have a meeting tonight of all principal officers. I encourage all of us to be in that meeting. This item will feature in the AOB in tonight's meeting as we push on the transition to transformation. And this is a clear indicator that we need to get our own shape right. We need to be lean and fit to fight this battle. And that is the mission IPOB UK is on this year. And that's what I'll be speaking a little bit more in tonight's meeting. We're on it. There's no going back. We're on transition to transformation, and it begins with us. We are not reactionaries. We are not just going to wait for people to do things and then we begin flying up and down. We are not emergency freedom fighters. We need to be rooted and grounded in what we do and be consistent and persistent with it. So once again, I thank each and every one of us, those of us who are sincere in our spirit, who are honest in everything we do, those of us who are devoid of sentiments and emotions in what we are doing, and who are genuine in our pursuit, assiduous pursuit of Biafra restoration. May Chukwu Kabiyama continue to empower us, protect us, preserve us, and provide for us. He said, is your humble and honest servant, Chief Ikechukwu Nwokoro, Ichie Wachinemere.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra London. We are here live and direct. Today is the 15th day of February 2025. And today being Saturday. Before I open the lines, remember to join Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's wife tomorrow, being Sunday, February 16th, 2025, by 7:30 p.m. That is UK time. That is 8:30 p.m. BT Biafra time. It will be with Mazi, the UK family, Mazi Nwokolo. That you heard his voice right now. The UK timeout. So Lolo Uchechi Kanu will be there. Please do not miss the broadcast. Our lines are now opened. Our WhatsApp and Signal line remains +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. I know that today I took a little bit more time with this technical issue that came up, but we must be above it and we must continue. That is who we are. That is what made us to be fighters, freedom fighters, not freedom players. Therefore, you can call in even if you have contrary opinion on issues that are discussed about the creation of Nigeria, about what we preach or what we talk about, what I talk about today. You can call and give us your view. Our line remains on the WhatsApp and Signal line +61 405 142 547 +61 405 142 547. You can call us now and give us your view, please. As people have not started calling, you can be the first caller. Some people used to wait when I say we are on this is our last caller. Yeah, they will start calling. That time they will start calling, but this time they will not call. So please, let me repeat, because some people say that I'm going too fast on calling the number. +61 405. That is our WhatsApp and Signal number, which you will be calling. +61 405 142 547. Let me repeat it. +61 405 142 547. You can call us and give us your view. Please do not go away. I have a first caller that is here. Caller on Signal. Let me see. Caller on Signal. Can you hear me? Wait. Yes. Caller on Signal. Can you hear me? Mazi, call on Signal. In Anu him nego. Mazi Emi Chris. There, Mazi Ganiru.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is Emi Chris. Today I'm calling from Denmark. I'm not calling from Italy. Mazi, you talked about Denmark today. I came to Denmark to visit a friend, and I'm on holiday anyway. So I met a brother who I know from Italy, and I was asking him about whether he has joined IPOB here and other things. What we are doing, honestly, I want to be honestly true with you, to Biafra also. It will take us a long time. It's not a small journey.
I know.
When you go around and see our people trying to interview them or ask them questions concerning the well-being of Ndebo or for Galiruanye, in manner which they speak is totally out of this world. Somebody saying that he's doing something, I say, tell me, what are you doing? No, in Jesus' name we will survive. I was totally mad. Today,
Mazi, sorry.
To our people,
Mazi,
try to teach them things. I came to Denmark. You talk about how Iceland separated from Denmark. The history is there. I'm just moving around. It's only that today is very snow everywhere. I can't go too far. So, but you move around, you see all this documentation. They have them. How things are done, how they're separated. But if our people are happily living in a very, today is -3. As I'm speaking, it's -3. In a very cold place. They're happy walking there, going their work, but they don't think how we can go and make ourselves better, change things. And after our generation, maybe the upcoming generation will be disastrous. I continue saying it. The problem you see in Igbo land today is the result of the uncurable situation that the elders left beyond. And what in your So let me digress from all this and say my major thing I want to say today. You are talking about how people how Nigeria was created and all that lot of things, and some people doesn't want to believe that. Any person who is in doubt of what the situation, how Nigeria was running, how Britain, what they created in Nigeria, that person have not come out in Europe. He have not stepped out. Maybe even our brothers in the villages now, those are listening to Radio Biafra cannot even form more good than those living in diaspora. There's two things I understand in this diaspora where we are. Two things. I made observation. One, there are people that came here seeking for knowledge and also acquiring for money. They might be rich, they might not be rich, but they will be filled of knowledge. They acquired a lot of things in their brain. There are also people who came here. Their only focus is to get that money. Anything. That's their interest. These people can stay here even 50 years, 100 years. They go back with empty head. They can't understand anything. I'll give an example of our leader. Our leader was in London. Even there are those who was in London before him. But he acquired knowledge. Even when they carry a but he acquired knowledge upon knowledge and upon knowledge that led us what we are doing today. So anybody who will go behind telling you Christianity or condemn or let us form our own. That is our point. Nobody asking you because of we are talking about let's go back to our root. It is because that is not what we are talking about. For we to have the value of our own, because in there I have a documentation where they said in the future house today should be a mud house. Future house. In the future house, maybe in future, they will be building a mud house for safety. And this is a mud house our ancestors was building. Inside the mud house, you feel very cold. You cannot feel heat. It's sort of way to modelize all those things and make it in a better form. Maybe they build it with Oshishi and they build it in a better form. We reject all of those things. This is things we are talking about. We are not talking about how to recreate our own and make it our own. There are things we don't have his name. Created by the white people. Even there are things they will create in the future. The name has not even come out. They will create it. And this, we are using smartphone. 20 years ago, there's nothing like smartphone. I'm talking with through smartphone. 20 years ago, nothing like smartphone, or 30 years ago. They remember cellular is not even in existence then. You remember walking, talking. So when you are talking about let us go back to our root, anybody misunderstanding that person, either that person is mischievous or he has not even developed his mental capacity to understand this preaching of this gospel we are talking about. We are talking about how we go back to our root, and that is our determination. We will go back and be in charge of our own thing. Things. Oh, no, charge your money and the name of Greek. No. There's the things. Oh, you are charging how? Had it been that white people are producing the food we are eating on a cassava? No Igbo person, no even Biafran who believe that there is not the white people that talk to our ancestors how to produce apple and the garden. There would nobody, if you tell them that it's not white people that introduce how to cook apple or football, they would doubt it. But this is a scientific research. It's just like what they are calling today. I have said it here on Radio Biafra in many occasions. In many occasions, our people believe that that is magic. The men organ with their heads, the heads. That is the herbs. It is everywhere. Doctors in Europe here can see somebody and they judge that person and walk. Or not a doctor, the doctors are save people. They save life. So our people should open their brain to let this message sink into our brain so that we can begin to do something. Oh, one can what they can call primary school children. When you meet our people on the way, talk to them. You bring into somebody. I came to somebody's house. You know what he said? No. You want your manala? Of course, I'm going manala. Okay. Can do manala? Because that is what you understand of manala. I give her time to lecture her, but I think she understands a lot of things from me. Just a day I stay with that person. Let me keep here. Thank you. God bless you.
Mazi, thank you very much. That is it. Any Igbo person that calling you fellow Igbo man, a won your menala. Onya hejiri brain ya kwakam. I'm telling you. Because when you say you are not a menala, you are on your menala. But you are answering your grandfather's name. When during December or anytime you want to go home, you go to where you come from. Mazi, our ignorance is thinking. Many of our people's ignorance on the now, why not go in Yoruba land? Say Hanyema la free. The only place you can get to the free land is in your father's land. Na beba munogewo beba munogeno menala. Oh, ordinalai. Age nyerege ala free alobi. Mano nyina sige wanya menala. Ejiri brain, many of our people go apacha. I'm telling you. Ejiri brain. Onye na say nya menala. Okay. Okay. For example, here for example, nulo. Also mwoke ka aneke ogre kenye nyenna yawa wurwa ya ga bedia ihe dia wo ihe ya because all men are labor on they respect all these things, but after ya sige no wondio men are I know here gine la no here because on here brainwash, right? We separate I na go kana say more men are more ancestral spirit, this and that is evil. Only bune queer na maybe here. It's very sad. Call on what's up. Welcome to the program. I have no nice words to these people any longer, honestly. Mazi, go on, please.
Really, sir.
There we Mazi.
Because we put program we are through the last color can't you understand it? This program Mazi Ezoku mana. I thank God Chineke nyere Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, ama mebagare notan. All of our politicians don't hear life for long. Get the give ya court aga attempt. That here Mazi Nnamdi Kanu atinyere onye kwuru mo bishike. Onye mo bishike because here wo mere wo the whole plan really hang against him over and that very day. Because starting young women, I wouldn't even allow him to have to remain. I'm a motor already, but I claim to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a wise man. And the Chineke get away and then when you get me amazing. Oh, come now, the Shike.
There were. We should understand that there is no way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will have justice in Nigerian court. It is impossible. So the issue remains that it is our activism, actions and the inactions that will play the major role in that negotiation. That is the only thing. So, caller on signal, Mazi, can you hear me? Please go on. Mazi Fanyuchuku, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, my brother.
Okay, you were not hearing me before.
No, I'm just hearing you, the man who just called, I didn't hear you.
Okay, go on now, go on, please, go on.
Okay, thank you, my brother. Good evening, dear friends and lovers. My name is Ifan Chumadabuchi, and I'm reaching you from the Netherlands. Mazi, let me start with the creation of Nigeria. Some people don't know when we say that that place is that contraption is a limited or zero liability company. It was a company royal, like this country I live in here. They had the Ost Indies Company, that is United East Indian Company. Like Nigeria, was colonized by Britain, so these people colonized Indonesia and Java and those areas. That's the same way Nigeria had the Royal Niger Company in Nigeria. These people have their own United East Indian Company. But the point here is that these people, the Dutch, when they were living in Indonesia, eastern area, they gave them independence. But Nigeria was sold to the Crown of England for £865,000 at that point. So it remains a business enterprise for them. For record purposes, we are talking about, like you said in your introduction, my brother, when there was a scramble for Africa, a scramble, everybody is coming, the Dutch, the German, the Portuguese, the Spanish, even the Semites, the Turks, all of them were coming to take a bite of Africa. Until Otto von Bismarck, a German leader at that time, in 1884-85, like you said, and that is a historical fact, they decided to share Africa, just in pieces by pieces. And before that time, there was a kind of a tour by the one Lord Macaulay of England. Went to after touring Africa, he went to the British House of Commons or House of Parliament, or however you may call it. For people who don't connect that both their governance system and the religious system they brought were a system to control their company. Now, for the purpose of letting people know both that leadership or governance and the religion, I want to read a little bit of what Lord Macaulay said in the House of Commons to tell you that you are then a British business enterprise and you are still the same today. Otherwise, since you got independence, you were under them. What did they do to make your governance system, your administrative system, your economic system, your security system, your infrastructure be as their own? And now, let me read this a little bit. Lord Macaulay said to the British House of Parliament, he said, I have traveled across the length and breadth of Africa, and I have not seen one person who is a beggar, who is a thief. Such wealth I have seen in this country, such high moral values, people of such caliber that I do not think we would ever conquer this country unless we break the very backbone of this nation. Because they still saw Africa as a nation, because it hasn't been divided piece by piece. This happened up to almost 80 years, 79 years to be concise, before the creation of Nigeria. He said, unless we break the very backbone of this nation, which is her spiritual and cultural heritage, and therefore I propose that we replace her old and ancient education system, her culture, for if the Africans think that all that is foreign and English is good and greater than their own, they will lose their self-esteem, their native culture, and they will become what we want them, a truly dominated nation. So these people have gotten what they want, because even if you are talking with your brother who is living in Aba or Enugu or Iguacha, he'll be speaking English to you. You yourself living in where you speak English or another language, you'll be trying to communicate with him or her in your mother tongue. He'll be speaking English to you. That is because they have hollowed you out and put something in so that you lose your self-esteem, lose the belief in yourself. We have Kebulan. That was the name of Africa before Scipio Africanus came and gave us Africa. We have the Nubians, we have the Moors. All these were black African intellectuals, astrologers, chemists, and so forth and so on. But they told you, they convinced our people that we are incapable of learning. The people who built pyramid who have mastery of civil engineering. They have no brain to learn anything. But that is that. We continue when we next time we continue in that speech of Harold Smith. But now I want to say something because our people must know this. Our people need to know this. I want to say this: the matter of deceitful doctrines and practices in our land, in Biafra land altogether. The control must be general. That means the government regulations must be general, not against religion or against foreign religion only, or against traditionalists only, or against it must be general. And I must tell our people, we, the youth, our youth must be redirected as to the virtues of hard work. Secondly, our people must revert to asking what a person is doing for a living and the source of the person's money or wealth. Parents, extended family, kindreds, villages, towns, schools, religious institutions or groups or denominations, and the clergy, socio-cultural groups and fora, traditional rulers and groups must start to intensify moral instructions to impart our values and dignity in labor, that is work, honor and respect to life of others to our youth, because our youth is something else these days. So this is a work that must be done. If you come to the issue of the US aid, the question now is who was getting the aid, and then how does it get to the terrorists? Now you know what we have been hammering in this radio, that the Nigerian armed forces we know today is not the Nigerian armed forces we knew when people who grew up in the 60s and 70s had. These people are working for a foreign power that arm them, that give them more give the terrorists. I'm not talking about the army now. The terrorists have more equipment than the official armed forces, and that's why our people who went into the forces believing that they're fighting for a country are getting slaughtered in the battlefield by their comrades in arms. And that will tell you that the hand that is holding Africa and especially Nigeria, God have mercy. Now, go figure, according to the Americans, that US aid, because our people were saying that some white people are being seen with the terrorists in the desert where they operate, or in the bushes where they operate. Now we know, and now I know, and now you know. You Nigerians and you Biafrans, now you know why Nigeria refused to publish the names of the terrorist sponsors in Nigeria since 2010 to date. That's why they don't want to publish it. It is now well known that what I want to say again is Fulani nationality movement, that FUNAM, they vow to take the East. Their terrorism and conquest drive are what you call axiomatic. It is apparent and it is obvious. Now, it is now well known that Fulani are killing, maiming, destroying lives and property across Nigeria. And the question is, why are the governors from the East behaving like they are living in a parallel world? Why are they not saying what is happening in Middle Belt, what is happening in Biafra land, in Hamufu, in Ebonyi, in Enugu, in Olu, in Imo State altogether, in Anambra State. Why are they not saying that this thing is not what we can tolerate? Why are they not securing the place? Because they don't care. They care about their political, career, and then they care about the follow-up of that. After, if I'm governor, what will I be? And they will promise them, like they promised the Okorocha and the Vomahi and the Ojos Okalo, etc., that they will make you vice president, and here they are today. So our people must know that these people are not working to secure our people, because Winfrey in Ebonyi State hasn't told us why Ibuayaka should be in jail or being detained, because he was lamenting and saying that he told that this thing will happen 4 days before it happened, and they talked to him and locked him up. And Peter Mba in Enugu State is taking a part of our land in Enugu, which we don't have, to give people who own three-quarter of Nigeria. You come to the little piece of we have, they want to sell it for their political career. What kind of people are this? So we have lamented enough, we are preaching enough that our people should know that nobody, because some people were lamenting America come and help you. Now you see what American money was doing in Nigeria also. So nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save us. Only ourselves will free our mind first, and then we free our people and our motherland, Biafra. And how do you do it? You support the Directorate of State, the US, that is leading this charge to restore Biafra. And then you support the Eastern Security Network, who are doing the fiscal work, drawing line on the ground and saying, please stay where you stay in your own side, don't come in our own side. Our mothers and our sisters, our fathers, our people must be able to go to the farm. This is coming season. We must not allow those people who use terrorists to destroy farms and farm crops and farmers to penetrate our land, because they want us to be dependent on their food supply. Hunger and starvation that's killing more of our people. 7 to 70. And how do we prevent it? It's by going to the farms. Support ESN, join IPOB. Let's join hands and restore Biafra. God bless Biafra.
Mazi. Thank you very much. We must continue. Mazi Obasi, please, can you hear me? Thank you for holding on. Mazi Obasi.
Loud and clear.
Mazi, please go on.
Jonathan. Thank you very much. Mazi Jonathan, and thank you all Biafrans all over the world. Want to contribute to specifically the area of colonial boundaries, like you mentioned earlier in your submissions, specifically also with regards to how a similar case in a modern day can still apply to us, because sometimes it bothers me deeply that our people still have not learned from the past. And like you've always said, some people that we consider ourselves to be smarter than them, to be more intelligent than them, politically are actually more intelligent than we are, because they understand what it means to wrestle power. They understand what it means to have a long-term plan, and they are able to read the sign of things happening around them, and they take a proactive measure to ensure that they come out at the top. Our Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said something when people were calling and asking him why didn't he just accept Biafra without our brothers in the coastal area. And he said something very profound, that if we do that, we are going to fight this war twice. If anybody does not understand what Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu meant by that statement, they should look at what is happening in DRC, Congo, with the M23 in the northern and southern Kivu area of DRC. Understand that the Tutsi people, who are the original owners of those places, of those areas that is now described as southern and northern Kivu provinces, that those people, those tribes, those ethnic nationality have their other brothers in Rwanda, have their other brothers in Uganda, which are countries that are somehow interwoven but artificially separated by those boundaries you refer to, which are the colonial boundaries. Today, if you even Google it, they will tell you that the Tutsi people have lived for generations in the Kivu area. Now, notice the language they use. They have lived for generations in those areas. No, that is not correct. They own that. It is their ancestral land. They did not just live there for generations, but they use some language that makes it look like it is a territory of DRC, that they happen to just live there for generations. Similar to maybe a Fulani man who lives in Owerri since 1960 and probably has been there till now and has children in generations. That is not the case. That is why they refer to them as foreigners. They say, go to Rwanda, leave our country. Go to Rwanda, leave our country. Meanwhile, this is their territory. This is their land that they were forced to live with other people that are considered majority within the country now called DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. And now they have the capacity to ask these people to leave and go back to Rwanda as if they just came, forgetting that they actually came. They didn't only come with their luggages. That land was theirs, and they were
Mazi, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Mazi, for me, if we are analyzing the issue that is happening in Congo, we should be mindful and cautious, and also to get the whole facts. I'm telling you, let us not be blunt, as if maybe because there are many opinions about what is happening, and when you also speak to some people that are from that side, there are many things that you hear. That's why I don't want to too much dabble inside there, because one thing that baffles me, some of us might be saying that these are like what you are saying, that they own the land, that they are you hear different reports from the people that side, honestly, because what baffles me is, if really they are fighting for their land, they don't have no business expanding. I don't know whether you understand me. Just like we are fighting for Biafra, there is no way we can say we are going to Abuja to capture Abuja. And when you look at their modus operandi, they said they are going to take Kinshasa and liberate Congolese. from the subjugation of the present regime. So we should be cautious in what is happening there, so that we don't see things or say things that are not so maybe accurate when you look at it in one way or the other. That is my own advice, because since I've been talking to different people from different perspectives on that side, and I've been getting different can I say clarifications or different stories. That's why I'm always cautious. But like you see, people that are fighting for freedom, for example, they will stick to their zone. Like Ambazonians, there is no way Ambazonians say they are going to take Yaoundé, which means it's no more what they are. They are no more fighting for their own freedom. We Biafrans, if we say we are going to take over the whole Nigeria, which means it's no more fighting for freedom. We want to take other people's land. The Kurdish people, they don't go to other parts of Iraq and say, no, we are going to take over. No. So, but when you look at what is happening, I just want to draw your attention so that we also be mindful. These people, they are not fighting and say, okay, this area is our land. We want to be free. Had it is done, they did like that, it will be a different thing altogether. It will be understandable. Because when you see some Congolese are also claiming that these people, they came as refugees. I don't know the complete facts, but when you ask some people, that is what they tell you, that they came as refugees. They run, most of them run, 100,000 of them according to the number, and before you know, they accepted them. There are a few of their people to see that are living that place, yes, but after they start claiming, some of all these people, they are Neolithic by ethnicity, Neolithic. Compared to other Congolese tribes that are Bantu. Bantu is African, just like us. That is indigenous population. So I know you are an intelligent person. After you make more researches, that is what I want you to understand. Mazi, please go on.
Thank you very much. Yes. I am speaking within a context that has nothing to do with their modus operandi or what they have chosen, how they've chosen to fight. I'm not speaking about them as a freedom fighter or people who are trying to liberate themselves, similar to what we are doing. It is also historically wrong to say that they came to that area as refugees. Whether or not they are trying to take over the whole of DRC as the right, or that is completely wrong. Maybe they feel that, okay, if you say we are strangers, we are going to, do the worst. But to say that they came to that territory as refugees, it is historically wrong for anybody to say that. But having said that, the area that I'm strictly speaking about is in relation to ourselves, is our brothers in the coastal area who think that Nigeria is in love with them, who think that Nigeria is their brother or their greatest love of all time, that the Fulani man in Sokoto or any other persons outside the old eastern region who is pushing them and helping them to hate their own brothers somehow love them more than their own brothers. They should understand that the game plan is, let us keep them divided and let these people get their Biafra without this area that they have deliberately carved out with all the mineral resources to be part of the so-called South-South. And when the people get the Biafra, when the time comes, we are going to remind them that they are not one of us, that they are Igbo people. They should go back to where they come from. And when that time comes, and they are being asked to leave. The goal will be that they will leave and leave their lands behind. If they do not understand that game being played on them, then the joke really is on them. And this is what I see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu referring to when he was talking about that if we take Biafra as they are currently offering to us, we are going to fight this war twice. How are we going to fight this war twice? Because we are not going to allow our cousins, be it refer to them as Ukraine or refer to them as Ndoki, whatever you may want to refer to them. We will not sit back and watch them sent back to us without their ancestral land. Then that will lead us to fight another war. And that is why anybody with at least half of his brain working should be able to understand that IPOB is not in this business of freedom fighting just for the sake of pleasing people or getting just some half glory in this, just for the sake of getting whatever result. No. IPOB is in this movement for the absolute result that will start the test of time. IPOB is in this business. When I use the word business, I hope people understand what I mean. They are in this movement of restoring Biafra in all honesty and to get what is going to last for generations yet to come. Not a similar version where you take over a court case hoping that you will go and kneel down somewhere and get results so that they will clap for you. No. We are doing this thing because we truly intend to have our freedom. And with the comparison that I make, if you are in the coastal region, you think that you are going to keep yourself where you are. And hopefully someday, Nigeria will treat you better because you will join them in singing that Ikwere is not Igbo. You join them in singing that I'm from Southside, I'm not an Igbo man. When that time comes, they will remind you that you are Okechukwu, that you are Chukwudi, and you should leave our country and return back to your people. Because this is one of the biggest scams of the principle of city-states, which is what we now know as citizens. That is a scam where you are part of a country, whether or not you belong there traditionally or not, where you just do any document and then you become part of the country. And then you begin to enjoy the goodies as far as you align with the majority. That is the scam, the greatest scam of the citizenship that has been introduced to us by the European people. We believe in indigenous people. And indigenous people of Biafra encompasses every single area and territory that IPOB has enumerated and have constantly said that these people are one people. It is in the interest of our people in the coastal area to make sure that this game that was played in Berlin against our people does not affect us today in the modern day in our Korokoro eyes. If you come to the country Ghana, for example, there are almost every country we have in Africa here have certain ethnic nationality divided into many other countries. If you come to Ghana in the west, they are bordered by Ivory Coast. The Akan people, the Akan ethnic nationality are in Ghana. About 47% of them are in Ghana, and then you have huge part of them again in Ivory Coast. You have the Nzema people, which is part of the Akan in Ivory Coast. You come to the other side, you have Burkina Faso, you have some other tribe. The Mosi people are in Burkina Faso, Mosi people are in Ghana, all in the border area. And these are the same people. These are people with the same ancestry divided into two. You come to Togo border and Ghana, you have the Ewe people. The Ewe people are in Togo, some of them are in Ghana. The same language, same tradition, same culture, everything. This is the same thing they want to repeat in our day. so that they will keep us in that way and create a future crisis for us. Anybody who is calling himself a South must understand that this is a game. And if you want to play the game that your great-grandchildren will lose out, then you better understand that you are not worthy of being the progenitor of those your great-grandchildren that are going to be coming. You have disappointed them and you have disappointed your ancestors. It is important that we understand the game of politics played on us today as a people. Whether what happened to Nnamdi Kanu and the rest of them will not happen to us in any shape or form. Mazi Jonathan,
thank you very much. We must continue. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Please go on. I think you're going to be the last caller.
Yeah, Mazi Nnamdi. Okay, so I enjoyed your program today. You see
Mazi, not only enjoying, please. I heard that word. Hey, we learn.
No. I mean it in good. I mean it in good faith.
Yeah. No.
I mean that the intention, your intention is being achieved. That's what I mean. So I listened to the conversation between you and the last speaker, Mazi Obasi. And you see, the balkanization of the Berlin Conference, where they balkanized Africa as a continent, is one of the greatest crimes ever committed, just like you correctly stated. It is such that the gravity is such that you see what the case Mazi Obasa was trying to make about what is going on with the Tutsis in Rwanda and in Congo, and what you also were saying, are both possible. That is not complicated. They messed up our land. You understand? And the whole thing can be happening at the same time or in quick succession. Just like if you study Nigeria, the case is so complex that if you start telling an outsider, they can blame Igbos, and at the same time they can start sympathizing with Igbos. Yeah, so the population of Africa is something that should be studied. Should be studied in schools. I feel should be studied as a course in all African nations. Where they study where the source of our problem is from, so that we can actually see if it's possible to find a solution. Because that thing they did is the source of a lot of problems we have now, and
sorry for cutting in. The only solution, there is no other way than to dismantle what the British did. Otherwise, it will continue haunting everybody. Let me tell you something. It's a pity I didn't finish Harold Smith's interview, which I will do another time. There was a place he said Britain have to help their friend. That is, their friend is the caliphate, because they know that it's through them they can get anything they want. So that help is making them to conquer everybody, subjugating everybody. Are you hearing me? So that is why you see Igbo governors. We are saying, no, what happened? Did they bewitch them if they enter office? No, they didn't. They are imposed on us, and they give them choice. You want to be in this post to serve our purpose, or you don't want to be here, or you can be here through your stubbornness and you die. So choose one. So the person will capitulate. He will capitulate. Once you enter into a position of power, the way you see things change, because there are some informations the classified informations that you will see, you will change, it will make you become afraid. A governor, a president, you will become afraid. Either you will continue on the course and be ready to die, to perish, if need be, or you dance to their tune and live and be progressing politically. So these are the things we should understand. Once a person enters a governorship office in our land, it's no more that person you are seeing, because there are some information they will reveal to him. There are conditions he will see, it will make him chill. So that is why somebody like Pitamba, he will, 30 billion, he agrees, okay, we will need it. He want to relocate the Fulani, give them land, they pay him. So, but it is for the people, as we are doing, to rise up. That is why this awareness, this awakening is very, very important from the grassroots. The only thing that can change is when the grassroots rises up, becomes aware, becomes awake. Because the grassroots is so much, so plenty. If they come out to agitate for something massively, you cannot kill all of them. So the elites are very little compared to the masses, and that is what we are trying to achieve. Mazi, please go on. There.
Yeah, Mazi, thank you. I understand what you're saying, but when I was speaking more like I was speaking like general outlook at Africa, because part of the problem we have is the way they set up whole place is such that if one people try to get it right, their neighbors will put them down. That's what is going on over Africa.
Of course.
Like if this in Nigeria now, if you go to most other countries, you will see one ethnic group where they are now the ones that have been demonized, that are excluding them and targeting them, and so I don't want to be a pessimist, but I look at it like this: as we are working very hard to free ourselves, if the other ethnicities are not working, don't understand the gravity of what is happening to us because of the outside influence, then there will be people that will be used by those outside influence because they have the bacteria and resources and weapons to overcome it. That's what they did in Biafra. So you understand, let me give you a for instance in Yoruba. Yoruba, if you talk with them, anytime they tell you want to succeed, they believe that Nigeria should baptize everybody going over. But look at now, they have power. They just want to be enjoying taking everything to their region, oppressing the rest of us. And that's what is happening now in Africa. They bounce, everybody, once you get power, you start enjoying the setup. You stop talking about preparing the organization for fixing the fault lines. You just start enjoying yourself and you start trying to take over the whole country. And then until maybe there's a civil war or genocide or something. The second thing I want to talk about is in Fulani, many of us don't understand go to Fulani say chichi. And maybe Fulani and into by extension some northern MLN used service in 2012.
Mazi, I don't know whether you are using earpiece. Before your voice was very cool, but now it's sounding somehow.
How am I sounding now?
Go on.
Yeah, so I'm just like MLM used service in 2011, and I made a very terrible mistake. I was serving in the southwest, so youth corps only Kanu. I was in the heart of brotherhood. I gave him a room, my flat. And while he was staying with me, he was telling me that Kanu, they can never allow an Igbo man to be a vice chancellor because the guy got a Bayero University Kanu. So I asked him why. He said no, Igbo man too strong. So the next day I called my uncle and told my uncle that I gave a room to one upper that he didn't have a room and he's in Kano. And my uncle screamed and told, "What are you doing? What if he wakes up one day and kills you?" So I became afraid. And then this copper, he left and went to campaign for CPC for Buhari. Dude, he left everything they were doing, though. He didn't even care about the posting. He went and was campaigning for Buhari. That time Buhari is around 2011. And then after 1 month, he came back. But within that 1 month, I successfully took his bag. I went and kept it in Copper's Lodge because I found out they said he can get accommodation. Now, you see this story I'm telling you, it was like my uncle told me, people think it can happen. My classmate, if you go and Google it, my classmate, because I got a medical school in Nigeria. He's a man. Only outside from Fulani and Abuja in 2021. My classmate, a consultant radiologist. The night before he wanted to fly out and come to the US, this man, he got so close to him and trusted him. Today with his friend, our body died. So a lot of us don't really, a lot of us are saying naive about either or how they feel about us. Yeah. But I thought I should share this.
There were Mazi. There were. Thank you very much. I think this is where I'm going to switch off the phones. When, like what our brother just said about lack of unity between us, between the Igbos and Yoruba, which is British created, they understand the importance of unity of purpose. They understand it very, very well. Because once we are divided, we cannot be able to fight. And that is what they did to us as Igbo people. Look at, just imagine. Just a very simple example. In IPOB, we are clamoring, always announcing for people to support what we are doing. Imagine that 70-80% of Biafrans are supporting us financially. Imagine how far we can go. We get what we are looking for under, more easier. You understand? Because do you know what is, for example, 80% of Biafrans? More than almost 100 million people. When you look at it, imagine that 80 million every month are not 1,000 naira, for example, $1 or 1,000 naira or €1. Imagine how long, how far it will go. But when this person like Mazi Mikris IPOB, don't worry, forget, we will get what we are looking for in Jesus' name. For him, decree go. He have made a decree, so the power lies there. Let me tell you something. Do you see what they did to us through this religion? Just like when they give you in a war, they will bring trained soldiers, battalions, thousands of soldiers. Issue them plastic gun, toy guns. Say go and fight against people using heavy machine guns, missiles, mortar bombs, everything, grenade, life one. Go and fight them. Here came Ryan. And we thought that all these things are working, that we have re-gone. It's a crime against humanity they committed on us, and we continue accepting it, that we have power. Once you pronounce that power, everything starts. Everything shall bow. Who tell you that? These are things they tell. Please stop calling them. No more picking calls. I said it. Once you say you're closing, that time people start calling. Now, it's crime against humanity to continue accepting this. And when there is no power other than human power, and where it comes on, unless another place we don't know.
But as for this world, there is no other power. You see, Trump is. Do you remember? You know, today, Hamas released another batch of 3 hostages. Is it the third or fourth one, or the second batch? I don't know how they classified it. Israeli hostages, the exchange hostages. Do you know that about 4 days ago, I think Monday or Tuesday past, there was episode that happened. Hamas issued statement that they are no longer going to because they are not going to release the hostage again on Saturday. Listen, and said they will suspend it till Israel respects their engagement, this and that. Donald Trump gave ultimatum. He said, if Hamas refuses to release by Saturday 12 p.m., he will let hell break loose. Oh, just roku. I don't go chintina yes. It's human power. I don't know whether people understand where I'm going. But they gave us a toy gun. Say you have power, you say fire, and there is no fire you are calling. The only fire is carry matches, or with a light on pork, any pork, and you bring physical fire, nothing more. Apart from that, all those fire you are calling is you are making vocal sound for your information. I am saying it, and I am saying it. Stop accepting or thinking that you have your spiritual. We are not in the spirit. When you go to the spirit, now you can fight the spiritual war. We are inside this world. Thinking that we have power. Look at us, our brothers say, yeah, and this is how they do. No, don't worry, we'll get what you are in Jesus' name. I have decreed it. It will be. He doesn't support nothing because that is the way he's being brainwashed. That look, once you decree, don't worry, just believe it will happen. Who tell you that? Why don't you decree that you become that Biafra will come tomorrow? Herself. Asking questions and looking at issues critically is a sign of maturity. I continue saying it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu laid the basis, opened our initial eyes for us now to dig more deeper, to understand the things, and that is what is happening. So, when you think that you have power, when you do abracadabra, things start happening. You are lying to yourself. Look at what is, for example, all these so-called scammers they call DB, many of them that are in illegal businesses. Look at them. I think they say they have power. Inside house, they use a red cloth to shrine or not to joy shrine or there is no power unless you go to the bush, collect one herb, collect one mkorogu, and you understand that he heals one sickness. Somebody will drink it, he heal him of one sickness or the other. It's your knowledge. It is not about spirit. It is not spiritual power. That one is normal. Unless you can go inside bush and collect one leaf and root and mix it, it become poison. You use it to poison somebody or give it to somebody to be poisoned. It's physical, it's not spiritual. But saying that he command disappear, it doesn't work, for goodness sake. The earlier we understand this, the better we use the physical brain and power that is natural to us in order to do things. The same way people use their brains to manufacture the microphone I'm using in this studio, you are hearing my voice. People use brain power to build software that, the satellite that provides internet services. And it is working physically. That is the power. But when you see one idiot on no now say I decree to don't worry, that be Biafra support, you don't support, you don't do anything. It's only in our land you have prayer warriors. You don't have physical warriors. You don't have military warriors. You don't have missile warriors. You don't have people that build nuclear warriors. Prayer warrior, very easy. All these things now don't know as you think. America that started this Pentecostalism, the Quakers, how they brought it and gave it to you. You know, they deceived us and give us toy gun. You know, toy gun saying what when they are now and they are using the retail. They use their brain power. Continue encouraging, financing, researches. If you have somebody that a talented person, I saw in social media one guy, whether it's from Enugu or Anambra, I don't know, build one car. Now they ask him, what is your what do you want to, how do you want to achieve this? He say, no, I have I want to go to England to continue. You know, you see that when it comes to brain power, when it comes to reality, using our real brain to produce things, our people have seen it that it is not for our land. It's only prayer that is for us. We can still go to mountain and shout and make noise, vocals. I call it vocal sounds only. Thinking that you are powerful. If you are doing this as a normal thing, you see, you are normal ritual. You come or even prayer, without putting any effort or taking it out. Our people have taken all these things as their job. They be a prayer warrior. It doesn't. All these things are, please, it's just like toy gun. Let us face the reality facing us. Britain are not going here around Nigeria. Britain have worked the underground, what they did in Nigeria. That Igbo and Yoruba, they can never politically agree. And we are seeing it. We don't think of how to undo it. We engage in prayer and fasting. That is the solution. I strongly believe what Mazi Nnamdi said. Maybe on generations coming, if we continue consistently, can come in. It will take time because our people's brain can be far behind. Far behind. I'm telling you. In a cause Kai take care of our reality facing us physically. Kai wako nyoma mliko fofo. Onye kogane losige onye nke aga asige yawe asekwa. Onye nke ozo sige Yahoshia nozi yawuru ihe gine onye asige na nke asige ada akoinyo. No wekurike. Onye wekurike say okay. In the Boski when he came now, you run we're gonna destroy his destiny, part of his church. Oh, how will he came? These people, they have power. When you both have power, they just leave it for you. Hey, a power you can use to destroy America, a power you can use to cause England, and England will sink. They leave it for you. Sometimes I'm sitting there, maybe I don't know. The only power is physical power. Physical power, I mean both brain, something we can manufacture, produce, think out, strategy. As Mazi Nnamdi Kanu thought out, okay, IPOB, we call him, who is calling? I'm okay for calling from Denmark, okay, I want to join the family. You don't have a family there? Form it. Physical, from IPOB family there. Oh, I'm calling from Bangladesh, or you're from family in Bangladesh. Physical is not something that you start praying, please start fasting so that God can give you grace to do it. No, you have the grace. We all, as human beings, we have graces of doing things. We have it. We in the Buai special people, we have that grace. Let us utilize it instead of believing that another power that we need to possess in order to do something, pronounce, and things will be happening. It doesn't happen. Let us call a spade a spade. Let us say things as it's supposed to be. Let us do things as it's supposed to be. America have physical power. America can send a bomb from anywhere. It reaches any part of the world. That is why Trump is calling. He say, I give you people 12 o'clock Saturday. If you don't release all these hostages, I will allow hell to let loose. He's not talking about spiritual hell or spiritual fire. Physical one. Putin is confident that from Russia to any place in this world, he can send nuclear, any bomb, it can land there. That's why he is talking. When he's talking, he don't care. He spoke on phone the other day, I think 90 minutes phone call with Donald Trump. He didn't mind the Europeans, because he has power. He can press a button and things start happening. He can issue an order and even the whole world will go into flames. Trump can do the same thing. That is power. Not all these things you are there. Your power. He is nothing. I'm telling you. The world is nothing. Let us look for that power that other people have, other countries have. Japan has ability to feed ourselves with farm. As we are entering into farming season, it's the power. When we can feed ourselves, that is power. That is the physical power we need. There is no amount of prayer you will pray, and you plant corn today. You will not pass through the procedure. You plant corn today, maybe 24 hours, it will grow and mature, and it doesn't happen. Let us the earlier we understand this is the awakening we are preaching. Going through the normal procedure. Normal procedure is using our brain, making use of our brain, joining together to support what we are doing, so that we get positive results. Not being a prayer warrior. No, it doesn't happen. It will never. It doesn't happen. You are just satisfying your belief. You are what you believe. You are satisfying yourself. When you give a child a toy gun, you will think that it is really gone, but you don't know that it's toy gun. It's nothing. It's beautiful. When you look at it, it will resemble the real AK-47, but it's toy gun. It cannot kill a fly. That is what they have given to us. Britain, Europeans destroyed that belief in that it works, which they were having before. Europeans tried. That is the revolution. Are you hearing me? That is the revolution that occurred in Europe. So they destroyed that mentality and started building the mentality of physicality. That is it. Because when you think that let us attack government, okay, there is no way you can fight government as one individual or just few people. It needs organization. It needs awareness for people to understand that yes, it is our duty to do it. How can you organize people that, as we are preaching today, let us do something, tomorrow people will go to church, our people will go to church, they will tell them that don't worry, God will solve everything for us. The person will go back to sleep, say, my pastor have said. My pastor, don't you hear the other day somebody said this, that one of the reasons for our people are not interested in taking precautions even in the markets, take precautions to checkmate fire outbreak even in our markets. Then we go prayer. invoke prayer. This one will, as we have collected their tithe and offering, we tell them that this year there is nothing, no fire outbreak. They'll believe it. So they'll say, don't worry, don't know this powerful man of God. They have said it. So why should I buy a fire extinguisher again? Why should I contribute money for us to make arrangements? Do you see the evil? So how can you organize people to fight government when there is a sedation called religion that is pulling them down, that is making them to go sleep? Don't worry. Why are you fighting? Bible said, they quote you from Bible. Think not of tomorrow. Don't fight. The weapons of our warfare is not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. So you are not fighting a carnal war. With this thing I'm saying, a carnal man cannot understand it. Only spiritual person. So when you are being flooded every day with this type of statement, how can you join what you are doing to fight physical warfare? You say no need. Jehovah is a God is come. So why should I be worrying myself with you people? You are carnal. That's why you are even troubling yourself, talking of I am protected. So how can you think you can organize such people like that? Let us tell ourselves the truth. How can you think you can advise people? And if I finish, one of our brothers said he is a member of Assemblies of God. That any person that is supporting IPOB or anything, a member of IPOB, they will give you backseat. How can you convince somebody to join when he believes that that the GO is the very powerful person? He have power, so no need. He have prophesied to me that no weapon that is fashioned against me that's prosper. So there is no need. All this fallen attack and kidnapping is not for me. I'm a choosing. How can you organize these people to come together to attack government, to fight government, to fight for what we physical? How? I want people to understand the way. How? These things make us inorganizable. You believe that only chair, native doctor now so he can nothing. He believe that they want spiritual power in the chair. So why should he invest on physical power? Why should he invest? Whereas he have a more spiritual power that guides him, that you once he kill a bullet, is guided. So you see that it is this primitive, archaic way of thinking which the Europeans shedded. Remember, I've said it, Europeans are no more practical Christians. They are cultural Christians, nothing more. They left practical Christianity since the 17th, 18th century. And their eyes were opened, and they started developing, building things, and they brought this rubbish and give to us some. Now our people were immersed in order to do what is written in the Bible as it is, practice it. Their lives are guided by the Bible. The Europeans that started this thing, they have left that. They are no more guided by what is written in that book. But you, Igbo man, Biafra, your life is guided by it. Everything is according to what the book of Matthew said. Can't we reason? Can't we even reason and make sense out of ourselves? Let us at least make sense out of ourselves. That is sign of maturity. We have been doing things no family value again. No family value. Onye asigi ya onye ama Jehovah so chozi ya na ụmụnne imekọ ihe. No ihe niile wo njọ. Oh, if Arushi abeg chose him, you are worshiping idol. They use all these things to scatter us, and we are not seeing it. How can you gather these people without touching the core source of the problem? Telling us that, okay, even if you are going to be a Christian, be a cultural Christian, because you are called Jonathan or George. Okay, it's okay. Let us be physical and do something physical. You stop telling me that a carnal man cannot understand. You are carnal like me. I'm carnal like you. It is only me that can help you. It is only you that can help me. It is only us. When we gather together, we help each other. We are carnal. Are you hearing me? We are carnal. You eat the akpu, I eat. You eat hamburger, I eat. You chop a biscuit, I chop. The same way my phone, if my battery go down, I charge it on electricity. You don't say no as a spiritual man, I command my phone to full. It doesn't happen. Everything is physical. That is the core of what we are preaching, the awakening. That is it. Stop. Do not allow people to deceive you by misinterpreting what we are preaching. It is pure. We continue defending it today, tomorrow, in the presence of anybody here on earth. We defend it. We are not people that cannot defend what we preach. Now it is facts and figures we preach, and that is why they cannot. Anytime I come up, mostly Saturday, I want people to come and bring their own arguments. You cannot see them because they know that well, there is nothing, no sense. You listen to them, nothing. They don't make any sense. Only that they have been blocked. They have blocked their mind that this is the way I take it, whether it's good or not. That is it. Is it not the way we pass through? We are not talking from outsiders' point of view. We are talking from experienced people point of view, insiders' point of view. We pass through it. That is it. But the difference is that you never become awakened as I am because you don't want it. It's against your belief. That's it. That's the difference. So I have experienced more than you. I experienced what you are in, and now I'm inside what I am in. And I make comparison. I make comparison. You cannot say something is better without comparing it to another thing. That is it. You cannot see one thing say no, this is the best. No. Why is it best? Because it's better than the other one. So there must be another one. So, but once you are living in that same place and you say it's the best, you are mistaken. Are you hearing me? So this is what we preach and nothing more. That is awakening. Once you awaken, we galvanize our minds together and know that look, we are the only people that can save ourselves. We join together as NDHSC. We gather together, we do things together with one mind. There must be an ideology guiding us together. That is the ideology we never had before. Igbos never had since 1970. No more ideology. Everybody behave as you want. Go and survive as you can. Eat, chop your brother raw for you to survive as you can get away with it. Do it, no problem. No ideology guiding us. But today we have an ideology. That is what we are saying, going back to our roots. That roots that guide us together. You go back to your father's land. You want to build as one day, you call your father. As long as he's in the village. Papa Chomino, Alobim, or a community, depends on the people. If it's a community like lobby I want to build free of charge, it's only in your land, your place, that you can get a lobby free. There is no other, every other place you buy it. That's why when somebody tell you you remove your father's name, do not ask of a lobby in your village no more. Our mother that time I just know what I create anya no in which means so I gaff. Our people are turning things upside down because of this religious craziness. I'm telling you, religious madness. People who doesn't, you see people, they no longer behave like human beings. They don't think, no more facts and figures, no more reality. Everything is about belief. Hey, we do it. Don't worry. Do you think life goes like that? Do you think life is like that and Chinese are producing? Why don't they invoke Holy Ghost fire? We consume everything. Let me stop here, please. This is where I'm going to stop. Biafra remains our ideology. Biafra remains who we are. We will never stop until we continue even towards the bitter end. And Mazi, no eat and no peace. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released. Any person that is thinking that is going to get justice in Nigeria is living in cloud cooker land. Are you hearing me? In cloud cooker land, the person is living, because Nigeria is injustice personified. That's why you get away with everything with impunity, unless you don't have contact. But we must continue fighting until Biafra is restored. Thank you for listening. From me, Mazi Jonathan, from here, it is simply good night.
Biafra